a chat. Wait, where's the camera? That's over here. A chat about what the hell went down. Happy Monday. Oh my gosh, the weekend did nothing to dampen my hype. Oh, here we go. Right, so I was going to do like multiple little videos, but you know what, I thought with how excited everyone is, let's have a dynamic, open chat about it. And I just want to also say apologies for the nightmare fuel source of the thumbnail that brought you here. It is truly terrifying. It's a creation of my mates. He sent me it and I was like, oh, even I feel bad about defiling Aerith that way. But hello guys, Edward Zerk, Abyssal Fang, Racked King. I was hoping for the chat to appear here. Why is the chat not appearing here? This sucks. I wanted this to be a dynamic back and forth conversation in which, by the way, this is my morning with Pez setup. This was going to be a new series. It's just me cheaply sat behind this desk that I ripped straight off Google Images. Very tacky. But the chat is supposed to be down here. And it's not. Hold up. Let's see if we can fix this. But what's good, Esther? Jordan Lum, how are we all still feeling? Are our bodies ricocheting with hype? Are we going to be talking spoilers? Of course we are. There'd be no. Oh, there we go. The chat's finally appearing. All right, praise be to Yevon. All right, we can get on with it. So I've got a few slides that's going to guide this conversation, but I also want you guys to join in with the conversation. So anything I miss, anything you guys have thought or felt or opinion you have, we just go on flow. This is going to be a community discussion on the remake. But before we start, shall we just watch the trailer again? Yes. I haven't stopped thinking about it. Oh man. Although seriously, what a strange place for Square to drop it. State of Play. I would never have seen it coming. And by the way, the fact that it wasn't Aerith centered, quickly before I play the trailer again, the fact it was an Aerith centered trailer. And we'll be getting into this later. We'll be talking about Barrett, we'll talk about Aerith, about the combat system, about when it's going to be releasing. I'm not going to say straight off the bat, 2019, it ain't looking impossible, because we had a rumour back in the day that it would appear before E3, it would be Aerith centered, and the same person who came up with that rumour said it would be coming in 2019, so plus all the other details and facts we'll be going into. But Cloud Spiffy, top of the morning, mate. Morning, Pez, have some schmecks. And on that note, let's give this trailer another watch. Let's give it. I haven't watched it since I've been surprisingly disciplined with not allowing myself to watch it over and over and over. I just Aerith's hair. I know that's what I loved about Luna. Sort of the plaiting, I don't know, it's just adorable, it's sweet. I feel like I liked it on Luna because it reminded me of Aerith.
So, that's easy enough.
Barrett's controversial as shit lately. We're gonna get into it.
Here, this is
Even love, the NPCs rolling in the back. Man, Mika's gonna be so alive. I gotta say, how cinematic bosses seem like they're going to be. We've only seen 2, and
Can you bear to see the planet suffer? Cloud.
where is that? That's a new line. So no, we'll talk about that as well later. Could be Nibelheim, could be a memory, could be a whole new appearance of Sephiroth. I don't know, but I mean, the thing is, I'm going to also talk about this later because a lot of people, and this has been an ongoing argument with ever so many. Oh, that's so cool. Oh. Whether that's Sephiroth or Genova, like that's been a long-running old discussion, but we'll dive into that. Is that still Cloud's original VA? See, I'm VA death as hell, but there's been so much debate and argument and whinging about the voice actors, but let's just dive straight into it. So the first thing I want to bring up is, how do we think Aerith looks, guys? She's so adorable. Her eyes are green as hell. green as hell. You can practically see the live stream popping in those beautiful little orbs. I think the model, I think the detail is absolutely phenomenal. I'm so happy now that Unreal Engine is leading this over Luminous, because I couldn't want to see FF7 Remake look any better than this. Anything above this would be excessive as hell. I feel like Quest is the foundation of the gameplay. Well, I've actually got a breakdown from a fan who sent it to me recently this morning. In fact, he might still be out there. He thinks he's sussed what the combat system might be, but we'll dive into that later. How do we all feel on Aerith? We happy? Oh my god, my heart is practically bleeding. She is the OG. I mean, she ain't the OG waifu. There's an OGer one than her. Just the way the opening's coming in. I feel like what I was saying a moment ago about how cinematic the bosses are. Like with Guard Scorpion, we've seen so many cutscenes. We've seen a cutscene of him appearing, clackety 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 clack, him appearing. We've seen when he simply does his missiles, we've seen that go into like a cinematic cutscene where it blows all this like railing off. Then we've seen it go to like a cinematic scene where it's the tail and Barrett and Cloud dive. How many cinematic pieces of that boss are there? She looks so pure. I feel you, man. I just know when the remake comes, this is when my bitch ass gonna be still crying. This is gonna be when I'm weeping, when we're zooming into Midgar. And the first thing we see is this, her. I'm just gonna look at tasty cakes and boogers just flying down my face. Oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. And it's gonna be happening in 2019. Best believe. Best believe. The world is oyster now, guys. But hello, Siriu. Hello, mate. How do you think the missile attack Guard Scorpion does its natural magic, and we get laid with enemy skill? Enemy skill is going to be an interesting one. And I'd actually say quite a hard one to pull off. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Because there's going to be a lot of animation. Be an awful lot. There's going to be a lot of animation to the spells, the abilities, and I don't know. I suppose you could just slap them on, but I don't know. Like breath, for example. If you've got like a Marlboro that does breath, and you suddenly get that as like an enemy skill, what they're gonna animate it just like Aerith mouth, just. Everyone's seen the meme where Squall sees Quistis do it. I've seen things. By the way, guys, let me know if the music's too loud. I'm loving it right now. I'm feeling like a kid again. I have never felt so young in my life than this trailer coming back. Pez, what is that thumbnail? I've already apologised for the nightmare sauce. Very perturbing. So Aerith looks great. Let's move on to Now I'm loving I'm loving the look of these Shinra units. But I pulled this screenshot up just because what I'm loving from what I'm seeing in the remake, and it might just be because it's Midgar, but it's all very linear in the way that the fights are narrowing in, and I really love that, especially with the quick switch function that we're going to have. So what I mean by that, because personally, and I don't know what your guys' opinion on this is, I personally love me instant singing. Instant in. I love. Hey, John Appler! I can finally start to get back to watching your streams again. So, yes, mate. Thank you. Welcome. So, like this shot here. In the trailer, we sort of saw it come in as Cloud reached up to these soldier units, kind of zoomed in, and I'm just wondering because there was also like this blur on it. And what I'm really hoping, because I know it's not necessary, but I love instancing. I love the whole going in, and although it's not necessary now, it feels Final Fantasy. Like 13, for example, it just you know like when they take on any of the big bosses, and you know they're acting, and then you kind of get this seamless flow into the combat. I love that, and I really hope they're keeping that. And No, because although I do think it will still be open world, I think... I mean, we could dive into that now, as it's kind of pertinent in this. I think that's the thing. Midgar is going to be a very linear-based experience. So when all of the fights we've seen are in these very narrow but interactable environments, we don't see it much in the trailer. And this is the thing. I think they're hiding so much from the trailer. Like, there was only one piece. Like, I think Barrett fires his shot, and like this cone that's a certain radius away gets like a little push. But then we've seen that if the item is closer when Barrett does the shot, it gets a larger push. So it's exceptionally interactable, the environment, which... I don't know if that's going to last just until Midgar, and then it will go kind of open, or much more open world, but FFVIII is so linear-based. Such a linear-based experience. It looks like Square is going a Res 2 remake route in terms of graphics, and that's not a bad thing. Not at all. No, it's not a bad thing as long as they can get in all of those cutscenes and cinematics. And this is one of the things I'm going to talk about, the thumbnail or YPES, for the lols, for the horror, to basically tie in your love for Aerith with my visage, and it'll make you want to comment, like, and subscribe on this most auspicious of days. When that 15 Dawn of the Future book came out, I didn't realise that this was the future that was dawning. This right here. Oh yeah, they hid Tifa from the trailer like a mofo. But yeah, we'll get into the battle system later. But yeah, I think they're going to make... Or what I really hope they make is that when we get out of Midgar, that everything's going to be a very linear-based experience. And then when we get into Midgar, outside of Midgar, it's going to have that illusion of open world, but it will still be very linear-based track. That's exactly how the original was. The original was not an open world. An overworld map that allows you to... That's not open world. But the freedom of exploration is going to be key. But one of the things that's really kicking everyone off right now, and this was like one of the first videos I ever did come into the channel, people are getting their panties so up their scrots and angai about the fact that they did reveal that it's still episodic. So it's still episodic. We've known this for a while. Everyone's kind of postulated that the logic is it's going to be a three-parter, based on the fact that they've said it's going to be similar to FF13 in terms of size. They said that episodic's a bad word because it's going to be 3 full-length games. And there's getting so much criticism. So much criticism. I think even Jim Sterling came out roasting on it. I think he actually mostly roasted the combat system from this trailer. And that's been a lot of roasting as well. And it kind of frustrates me because we know they're hiding so much from this combat system. We know materials in it. In fact, let me move on to the next slide. What did I have next? Let me just... I'm going to end up waffling like a mug. But, yeah. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to flow into topics of the conversation. What I want you guys to do is try to stay on track with what I'm talking about. Because I can just see comments all over the place. And we'll be hopping like crazy. I will get to all of the discussion. What about if they do it kind of like FF13, linear for Midgar and then open areas? That's it. I think that the issue that 13 had is even when it started opening up, it opened up via still very linear tracks. So with 13 you had meh, and then you had meh or meh. Like when you get to Cocoon, what they just need to do is like what 13.2 did. 13.2 is the way to go with it. Then to wide open fields, wide open terrains. Essentially your character still goes from point A to B, Midgar to Calm, but other than that there's not really going to be anywhere else to go. I think that's going to be key. Hello Michael Lamos! FF7 Remake Passion, mate. Yes. By the way, I probably shouldn't bring this up, but quickly before we continue, because oh my god, Jesse! Did anyone hear what happened to Pro Jared? Ooh, pro duet. Jim Sterling is a pedantic little bitch. I feel you on that. I like Jim. It's just his style has become critique. It's become criticism. Now, I understand his criticism. Now, I'll get into that when we get onto the combat system, because Square Enix, they don't have a combat system. That's the funny thing about Square Enix. They don't have a really locked-in, strong kind of combat system. That for the last 4 or 5 years, they've been this experimental, not quite sure. They've admitted themselves they don't quite know what tree to land on or to go down. And that's why I think across this remake, even if Jim Sterling is right and the combat system has issues and it's bleh and it's meh, because it's not turn-based, I feel like what could hurt this remake for the first episode is the combat system. If anything is going to potentially kill it the most, it's going to be the combat system. But it'll be through the criticism that Square Enix will evolve, they'll adapt it. And I'm really hoping that they make something truly magic with it. Oh my god, Jesse! So, for anyone who doesn't know, Nomura did confirm the part of why they're doing the episodic format, which to me makes 100%. Again, this was one of the videos that I did when I first started this channel. It makes a billion gazillion % for this to be episodic. And I know a lot of people have said, oh no, one-man games like Witcher 3, that's bigger than FFVIIR. No, it's not. No, it's not. In fact, in my original video, I counted locations, I counted character sizes, I counted number of cutscenes. I did so many comparisons to other huge games out there. 7 Remake in its text-based, descaled format, upscaled is truly mind-boggling, the size. But Nomura has also said that they want to make this even more magical than the original. Now that seems impossible. How could Square Enix of today make anything more magical than what this was back in Squaresoft days? But they've said they're going to try. They're going for it. That's the aspiration and aim that they have, and I admire that. I'm going to hold them to it. That's the thing. If they were just doing this as a like for like, and like, oh yeah, we're just going to try and do this as faithfully as we can. Okay, fine. That's the standard we hold them to. Do you know what I mean? That's like aiming for the trees and just land on the sky. Aim for the sky and land the trees, hopefully, because they said they're going to evolve into more stories, and they said Avalanche will be one of them, with Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge. Oh, I just want to know so much more about this woman. How do you all feel about Jesse? Or Biggs or Wedge? Out of those 3, who is your G? I've got to say, actually. While Jesse looks awesome, I think Biggs. I think Big. Oh, Jesus. I think even I'm having a man crush on this dude. He's looking good. They look like they put about 7,000 micrograms of extra testosterone in this boy. And I think that they said that Wedge is even like chunky and happier, which makes me so happy. They should have made it turn-based. I disagree. Not entirely turn-based. I feel like if there was anything that was going to be close to turn-based, then it should have been the way that you backline control the AI. And we'll be getting onto that, because I feel like the control of the AI is just going to be very similar to Kingdom Hearts. I think it's going to be it's going to be more picking the style of aggression or defense for the other characters when you're not in control of them. I reckon that's how they do it. The way you kind of configure Doonad and Goobless in KH is... I like Jesse in the other trailer to both. I've actually been thinking that. Don't know if I could pull up the other Jesse. I feel like maybe I feel the same. Jesse FF7 Remake. I actually think, weirdly, maybe I did as well. I don't know. Oh shit! Where's? I don't know. She was a bit softer. She was a bit. I know. I think it's more the hair. I don't know if it's just the shot, but just that way that her hair cuts over her headband that way. Man, I'm all over the place with my navigating. I mean, it still does it there. It might just be the shot. To be honest, it might just be the shot. I feel dead, Pez. Donnie, resurrect. There's no reason to feel dead. A life is coming in 2019, baby. Do you think it'll drop this year? I do. I definitely do. And I'll get into all the reasons why. Pez, should Yuffie and Vincent still be optional? What do you think? I don't think they should, because it make no sense, because the cinematic and cutscenes are just too much locked in now. Like, there'd be too many of them, and you know, it just wouldn't make sense. You couldn't possibly do it. You couldn't eliminate them from the scenes the same way. But I think they should still herald to the idea of it. So we should go get Yuffie in the woods, the whole Gil thing about her stealing and the options, and I think they should fake us out. I reckon she should fuck off, genuinely make us think that we haven't got her, and then we actually do get her, but later on, like, but really fake us out with it, really fake the player out that they haven't got it, to the point that even a few of them just desperately reset their save point, and that really pisses them off. I love that. I want some remake to be trolly. Am I the only one who wants it to troll? Like the original, I feel like the original trolled. It trolled in very certain areas. It was very comedic and humorous, and it felt like sometimes it even broke the fourth wall with the way it jabbed at us, the player. I want them to keep all that. I need to see Bugenhagen, man. I remember the amount of people who kept asking me, "Hey Tiff, good to see you, mate." I think it was Michael we was talking about it. We was talking about it at the Pez meetup, weren't we? I think Mikey asked me whether Bugenhagen actually had legs, or whether his legs were this giant medicine ball. Bugenhagen is very confusing. Do you think Tifa will have big jugs? I feel like they're, if I'm very real, I think they're going to be Advent Children-esque, and I think that will get criticism. And then they'll do what they did in FF13, which is by the time Lightning Returns came, they actually pumped Lightning up from a C cup to a D. I can't believe I'm talking about it. I actually hate bringing Tifa into the conversation just to talk about her chest. Because Tifa, I know that's how we would talk about it, but she is a beautiful, strong, awesome, shy, delicate, uncertain, just raw character who offsets Aerith in the most incredible way. The ancient princess stereotype with Aerith was broken when she became the flirt and the vixen, the minx, and then Tifa, the big-chested martial artist, wasn't actually the ooh, come and get my milkshake, boys. She was actually uncertain. She was actually shy. And she actually really fell under Aerith's shadow for a very large part of the game. I can't wait for that. And I think that Square Enix will do her justice by not trying to, well, new setup, Pez. Hell yeah! I've also got a new camera, by the way. This is that. I'm on DSLR now, baby! Anyway, so Jessie looks great. I freaking love her. I would lay down my life for that woman. Jessie Lives DLC! I mean, not seriously, not a Jessie Lives DLC, but I think that one of the things I'd like is a DLC, because everyone has said about an Aerith DLC. I feel like it's going to be weird if Aerith goes out early. Do you know what I mean? Because it could be in episode 2 that she goes out. I think that'll be a long time without seeing Aerith, and I think they'd need to bring her back. I wouldn't want it just being like loads of cliche flashbacks. I think either when we're at the Northern Crater, bring her back as a livestream manifestation, and actually have her fight as part of the party. I think when you're that close to the livestream, that's doable. But if not, do an Aerith DLC, but do the Maiden, was it Maiden Through the Planet, or Maiden's Voyage Through the Planet? That canonical book that came out that spoke about Aerith's experience in the live stream, about reforming herself. And, you know, we could get, you know, shit, I was gonna drop a big spoiler then for a very recent game. I better not. And in this journey, she actually is encountering foes as well as friends, and she actually encounters Jessie, Biggs and Wedge. And they each talk about the regrets that they had, because one of the things that the game didn't make clear, and this is going to be cool with Midgar, is the explosion. Now the explosion in the original, it didn't seem like it did that much damage. It just exploded the reactor, and there was like some hints that it did more damage, like and hurt innocents. And that's how Shinra used that to their advantage, to propaganda against them. But genuinely, when they blew up that reactor, you know, Jesse kind of flippantly says, "Oh, I must have miscalculated the bomb size." A canonical manga later on confirmed that actually an entire neighbouring sector village was levelled with this explosion. Like, the damage was huge. There were thousands of innocents killed, and it weighs on Jesse, Biggs and Wedge so much that they can't move on in the live stream, and Aerith actually helps them to move on. On the way to a smile. On the way to a smile, maiden who travels through the planet. And the case of the live stream, why, all that stuff. I don't know the full canonicity. I hear a fan in your room. Is that just background noise? I'm wondering, am I coming through this? Or am I coming through that? I hope, is there like a clickety click? Because I'm hoping my audio isn't coming through. Hold up, let me. I should be coming through. I should be coming through the right. Just click to this. Hopefully I don't screw everything up. Hello.
Oh, damn. Oh my god. This whole time I'm speaking through my DSLR camera. I mean, that's the beauty of the new setup. Let me turn my volume down. Is that better now? I wasn't speaking through this. Bet that sounded real patats. And now I just need to take that off, I think. Catch device. Oh, are there two Pez voices now? Let me know if there's two now. Hello. Alright, that should be alright. You fixed it, there you go, sounds much better, it's good. I'm a professional! Alright, so we see Jesse. Anyway, moving on, and by the way, guys, if there's anything I skip over in the conversation or you want to bring in, feel free to throw it at me. Right, what did I want to talk about next? Oh yeah, my boy, yep, he's good. Right, so let's get into this. Let's get into this shite fest, this shite show, this abomination, this bitch nizzle, muck schnizzle moan that I've seen some fans have, and Kotaku, that Barrett was this hyper masculine, toxic masculinity, racist portrayal of a black dude. Here we go again. And his voice, why does his voice sound like that? Barrett is a slums dude. And from the very original, the way he spoke, the yos, the gruffness, the everything about him. A bit louder, please. What, my voice or the But anyway, the thing I said in even when I saw the trailer and we spoke about it that night is that is Barrett's character. He starts off this cliche, completely stereotypical jackass of a character who seems totally one-dimensional and is actually what makes us kind of dislike the character. Not dislike, some people like him, but it makes it seem like that he's this guy who's on this mission to save the planet, which is a very noble heroic quest, but he seems to be doing it in like this very flippant, blasé way. He barely knows anything he's doing. He's having to get a lot of advice. He barely knows about materia. He talks like a total arse, so he's missing all that compassion. So he's doing this righteous mission, but he's doing it in this very reckless way that you don't get the sense. And it's when he gets to Cosmo Canyon. It's when you see that he's fathering this daughter that isn't his, Marlene. You know, and that's what I said about the shades. I really hope that he takes the shades off in Cosmo and ditches them into the fire and then allows Rude to be the sunglasses dude. Because Barrett, I agree, he's one of the most emotional... he has the most emotional arc. When he gets to dine, it just blew my mind with Barrett as a character. And again, it's part of the breaking of the stereotypes that the FF7 original did. Aerith being the flirt, Tifa being the shy, but never making it seem that way. They flip it all on their head, and it's the same with Barrett. And I'm just gonna say, I think it's racist of Kotaku to say that anyone who speaks or acts or looks like this is intrinsically racist, because there are people from places like the Bronx, there are actual black people in the world as well as white who actually do speak and look and act like this. So fuck everyone. I'm just gonna say it. Fuck everyone who has been whinging on Barrett from the small little trailer we saw, because do they fucking know who this character is at all? Now that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna hold Square Enix to account. Like, trust me. You screw up these characters, like you keep Barrett a stereotype, a walking stereotype the whole way through, then we gonna have problems. Then I'll come and have a circle jerk with you, Kotaku, and I'll be retweeting all your fucking posts all over the show, and I'll come back and I'll apologise and say you were right. But at this point of the game, you can't make these comments. I just can't. I can't wait for that. I freaking love it. Barrett and Dine. Some of the most emotional, beautiful, awesome scene in the entire game. It still breaks my heart when I think about it. Like with Dine especially. Hey, Silent Echo, off to work now, guys. Have a good stream. Thank you, mate. Thank you. It breaks my heart when Dine, he knows he is too broken for repair, and he just takes himself out at the end. Man, I could almost tear up now just thinking about it. But yeah, I feel like the whole thing with the glasses and the extra buffness that they added to Barrett is really making him seem even more of a stereotype, and I'm just hoping that that's all intentional and Square know what they're doing. They're doing it for a reason. But anyway, that's what I think on Barrett anyway. Another shot. I mean, look at this. Look at these chesticles. Look at his hairy chesticles. I mean, honestly, in terms of the voices, it amazes me how so many people came away from the remake trailer, and the ones who complained saying it looked underwhelming, it looked crap, when they're actually asked the two things that they complained about: combat system, which we wholly didn't see much of, and voice acting. And considering I've seen some of the people, because I know I've seen them floating around the community for ages, they're the same ones who say that they want the remake just to be as close to a like for like. I genuinely, some of the same people are like, why can't they just do it in better graphics but keep it the same? Alright then, there would be no damn voices. Do you want it to still be text boxes? Is this what you want? How about Cloud's cross-dressing? Already confirmed, Ivan. Nomura said it's already in. And, oi! As if summoned. And the fact that we did see the slum monster. It's happening. There's no way we get to fight a slum monster. Slom? Oh man, the Midgar Slalom. The Midgar Zolom will be. I really want. How many had that experience of going across the marsh and getting your butt wrecked by the Zolom? Just defiled. And then you come back later in the game, like way later, and you find me like, who's your bitch now, Zolom? Who's your bitch now? You love my bitch. You're my little bitch. I don't understand. Is there two Zoloms? Because obviously Sephiroth impales one. Now I just want them to let us play with Japanese voices. They'll definitely allow you to put it in. If Barrett slapped your girlfriend's ass, what would you do? I mean, it depends which arm he slapped her ass with, because if he does it with one, he's probably going to blow her butt cheeks clean off. But if it's Barrett, I'd probably allow him to cuck me. If I do it for any bloke, I'd probably let him do it to me, to be honest. Just because I'd be too much of a pussy-ass bitch to call him out on it. Just being honest. Never fought a day in my life. Midgar Zolom was a nightmare. Yay! But anyway, so there we go. That's Barrett. He's looking cool. I don't mind his model. I think Barrett's always been a funky one to. I think I prefer him in this than Advent Children. You know, the whole what do you call it? The mesh tank top thing. I didn't like that. I much prefer this over Advent Children Barrett. That's the one thing I weren't too keen on. I don't know what I wanted to say. Oh yes, I wanted to say about how much healthier Cloud looks. So start flowing your opinions on this before I start flowing to mine, guys. What do you think about Cloud looking way healthier than the original? Do you think it was a good call? Or do you think it was Square just responding to criticism? And I kind of feel like this is what this trailer was for, to be honest. I feel like this 1 minute 16 trailer was Square fishing for our reactions to things. And to be honest, I don't think that there's massively any criticisms that Square Enix should go forward with, and I actually wish that they hadn't gone forward with making him look healthy. I liked him looking gaunt. I liked him looking ill. And I would have liked to have seen progressively throughout important story arcs and parts, Cloud progressively getting better. Like him looking terrible at the start. His eyes just popping with that Mako poison. Looking thin, looking gaunt, looking pretty bad. But then little things, like subtle things. Like when he sees Aerith and he wakes up in the church, he's a little bit better. But you're kind of like, does he look better? I'm not sure. Does he? And then it's like progressive, do you know what I mean? And like maybe after the calm flashback. And just as the journey goes on and Cloud becomes stronger in himself and more at peace with himself, he just starts getting healthier, more virile looking. I don't know how hard or easy that would be to slowly evolve a character model like that. But I feel like that's so important to the story, Cloud's illness and how sick he is. I mean, can I just replicate to you? Just before all of this is what Cloud looks like. This is how Team finds him. He's at a freaking train station and he's like, Cloud is an ill dude. And especially, you know, when his head is exploding all the time. Like Genova getting in there, you know, doing her thing. I want to see it flare up. I even want to see, we know, when we go to the Shinra building and, you know, when they look in the tank and Cloud's like, fuck me, it's a fucking head, fuck, Jesus, where's its fucking body? By the way, all this swearing, I hope Sid has it. He probably, I don't know, do you guys think that Sid's going to swear profusely? Be interesting. I'm wondering what rating they're going to put on this game. That's going to be another interesting thing to speculate. Do we know? Or is it going to be like a 12 or 15, I think. But, like, when that experience happens with Genova, I'd even like to just see Cloud's eyes just get greener, just get that extra sharper. What kind of swearing can you do to keep a teen rating? I don't know. Does fuck make its way in? That's mostly what he uses. I don't know. There's some blurred out expletives that we don't know what Sid says in those. I bet he drops the C-bomb all over the place. He better swear. Yeah, Sid better swear. Sid break in the fourth wall and curse at me. Straight at the camera. Yeah, sit down and drink your goddamn tea. Down and drink your goddamn tea. But yeah, that's what I feel on the whole Cloud poisoning thing. It was like the biggest complaint coming out of the first trailer. It was now like the biggest praise, and it blows my mind. I'm gonna say, I love the fan base, and 90% of it is just positive and awesome. But that 10%, the depth that they go to fish out some sort of complaint or criticism, it's exhaustive. It's exhaustive. And that 10% is just going to linger the whole way. Like, people coming to me and saying, why are you this excited? Why are you this excited? They're going to ruin it. Lose it. It's only a game, weirdo. It's only a game. Calm down. You could pick that for anything in life. Let's say your girlfriend just broke up with you and that person's crying their heart out because they're the girlfriend who they love. Well, it's only a girlfriend. It's only, you know, if to me having a girlfriend never really meant much. I hate it when people do that. when they undermine how much something means to another person simply because it doesn't mean that much to them and they can't understand it. It's just so fucking arrogant. But anyway, that side of the fan base, those little whiners, those naggers. Apologies, I did not mean to. Fraudulent slip. Naggers. They're gonna last all the way up until the end. Hey, Amber Fireheart! It's a remake card. Yes! Also, I think we could get Sector 6 at E3. Is there some sort of rumor going around? I know someone posted some sort of rumor thing, but yeah, let me know. Alright, so this was just a little shot. By the way, the quality of the shots I've pulled are terrible. Terrible. But this shot right here is amazing. I love this shot. It really showed me how cinematically sweet the Sony remake is going to be. The way that perspiration, again, bad quality, it's in so much better quality. Just the way the sweat beads, the pores, the eyelashes, the colouring underneath. Cloud with that slightly feral look. Oh! Right, so there's a Reddit rumour going around. Yeah, but let me open this up. Right. I can't get the full link, Joe, me old fruit. So it cuts off half of it. But wow, it's good to see how much the Reddit is blowing up for the remake stuff. That's great. How long you think Nomura toured over Cloud's sweat beads in the scene? 2 days? A month? I reckon the amount of backing and forthing and attention that's gone into Cloud's model has been... I bet it's been crazy. Oh god, he looks like Ace. Well, actually, that's what I'm saving that for the combat system. There's so much I want to flow into that. But let's just quickly talk about, again, another awesome cinematically sweet shot. Scorpion Tail's beam hits some sort of reactor in the back. It blows up. Just the area as a whole. Like the whole bombing mission sequence. Oh yeah, this is what I was thinking. Because later on, when we go for the second bombing raid that Tifa comes along with, an explosion like that will happen. A bridge like that will drop when the airbuster shows up. And what I was wondering here, Cloud shimming along. I like the interacting with the environment. But if Cloud can do this, how is this mofo not going to be able to do a pull-up when he's hanging off the airbuster bridge? He's like, Tifa, go on without me. I can't do it. I reckon he's hanging there and he can easily pull himself up, but he's hanging there. He gets like a glimpse down. He sees like Aerith. She's in the back of the church. She's getting her cax off, and he's just like, oh no, I actually can't pull myself up all of a sudden. Even though I'm wielding this still 50-foot iron steel sword, which requires an insane amount of strength, and I've been doing this. I can't make it, Tifa. Go on with that. My theory is, and we never realised it, and the remake will show it, is that Cloud purposely dropped himself just to go get some booty. Swiggity swooty. let me minimise this so we got a full beautiful shot. Oh man. Oh, this music. Is this like the very sound of exploration to anyone else? Oh gosh. Is this like the most beautiful sound in the world to me? Every time I'm on a plane, legitimately no joke, every time I'm on a plane and it's about to take off, or when I'm kind of getting up, I put this on and I just look out and pretend I'm just on the overworld. I'm a real loser like that. I just pretend on the airship with my bros. I'm just like, yeah, real life sucks. This is so much better. Praise be the power of imagination. Most excited for the Trails of Blood section. Digital Devil Arts. Thank you, you juicy delicious. I saw Matthias Arts on the bus blade. Yes, indeed. We'll move with that. You saw Aerith working that pole. I mean, later on, Cloud does a one-handed pull-up with Tifa. It's crazy. But anyway, moving on to the combat system. Let's get into it. What do we think? What do we feel? So, I had this post come through to me, or somebody was discussing it. So what they think is that when they said it's Dissidia-esque, and I think potentially, possibly, is that we're going to have a certain bar. Where is it? In fact, I'll just pull it up so I don't botch the explanation. But it made sense that the basic attack could be chip damaging. What we see in terms of chip damaging, building up the meter, and it'd be kind of like when they said it was Dissidia-esque, I couldn't work it out. But just like you build up your bravery and HP attacks, so you build up with your basic attack function, Cloud with this flip, and then you can go into like a special sub menu with circle. This is what this Grimoire 88 is theorizing, is that we'll be able to use mostly for chip damage, saving the bigger damage for when we choose an actual command like magic, summon. Triangle is a unique ability to each character. A circle leads to a sub-command menu that can only be opened once the ATB gauge is filled. Once it's full out, you open it up and it leads to a menu with magic, summon, and enemy skill, death blows, items, etc. Combining that with what else we heard, so Kingdom Hearts-esque, I think that definitely in the way it's going to flow and interact, it's going to be Kingdom Hearts-esque, the pacing to it. But I also think the way that the AI is going to control. Because what I love about this, so the quick switching functionality, it's going to be weird to say it, but when Jim Sterling came out and he said that, this remake's probably going to suck dick because of the combat systems different from turn-based. And I agree, they don't know what they're doing with the combat system yet. But, for me, and this is going to sound strange, I've never really cared. Final Fantasy's in the draw for me has always been for the story and elements, and I've always just done that's why I've never been very completionist. That's just me personally. A lot of people might play these games for the combat system. Not to say they're not an important part and I like to enjoy them, but one of the only Final Fantasies that I've truly been so just awash with is the music loud. Alright, let me diddle it down. Thank you, mate. Is Type 0. Type 0. Let's move that down. I was absolutely in love with the quick switching on that, and that was mostly between 3-ish characters that you had in your party. The only difference is you only had your character mostly in control, and you could quick switch between your 3 main characters. And what I loved is the way it looked, similar to here. Is you didn't fight in this massively huge environment. It was all very arena based, so you kind of transitioned into the arena, and it just made this really beautiful, sick, sort of tight looking gameplay where you could clearly see your teammates. That's the thing with an open world, I don't know, I don't want it where you're sometimes with 15 for example, the bros you'd be like, where the fuck are you guys? They've just gone. I don't like the areas to be open. I like them to pull it in, and you can work really tight. You can see what the AI is doing. You can get a real sense of it all jumping around, and yeah, I feel like that's why I'm gonna love this combat system, because I feel like in that respect, it's gonna play similar to Type 0. The other part is obviously materia. I can't really see it there. Hold up, where is it? There it is. So everyone's been noticing it, but if you look very carefully, again, potato quality shots I've got, you can see materia in that blade. And I don't know how the material is going to work. I hope that things, I don't know, the same as the blue, the yellow scheme, the red, the green. I was kind of looking earlier when he hit this Sahagin. I don't have a shot, but it seemed like more than the other hits, there was this white kind of. So I don't know if it was ice based, but I really hope, and I think that they will attach elemental, or you'll be able to attach elemental elements to the shack. It's gonna look so good. This is what they go all out with. To be honest, that just looked like the green showing through from that effect. No, I know the effect. I looked at that too, and I thought that. But if you actually look really carefully, and I haven't even got great shots and they're poor quality, you can see distinctly in areas that there's one slot that's more greeny than the other. I mean, it's regardless anyway. It doesn't matter if they do little visual hints of it. Who gives a damn? Nomura's already confirmed material is going to be in it. I mean, I can't believe anyone even doubted. That's going to be material. What would a 7 remake be without material? Oh, this music. Tamara! Just here for a few minutes. It's already a bad Monday. I need a do-over. 6 deep breaths, realign. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Let me flow into what else this... Because this was a great breakdown. As far as hit scan goes, hit stun, sorry. The party seems to get hit stun, but in the trailer I did not witness any hit stun enemies. This could be due to the fact the trailer cut around, and there's a lot of cutting around in that trailer. Awful lot. And it's still very early days, presumably, in the combo system, so... Or they possibly have some type of gauge that needs to be depleted before stunning them, or it is because they are robots. Only time will tell with this. We need more footage to examine. Also, we didn't see the sub-command menu. They cut around that. They cut around Tifa, even though she was, again, there. Hey, saving. I really hope they don't decide to keep every trailer revealing one new character. Like... That'd be pulling teeth. But obviously, guys, the 3 next characters you want to see in trailers. The KH2 elements in there are obvious in the core gameplay. The shortcut menu, I'm sure that once you hit 0, it'll pull up a KH-like UI command menu. Then just start jumping around and attacking aspect whenever you please. Again, I also think that you'll be able to pick whether you put Barrett, Tifa, or Aerith on. Stay with the main character, attack, defensive. Similar to what loads of JRPGs have done in terms of your backline. Which did we even have that for Tales of Berseria? Did 15 even have that? You couldn't... I don't know, I might have missed that. You couldn't really tell the bros how to play, could you? You couldn't give them a... Man, I'd even like it if they did it full on like Tales of Berseria, where you could actually put your abilities and stuff in a certain priority order. I really hope it's really configurable, and I really also hope it is difficult, make it so much more difficult than Kingdom Hearts. Not critical hard, but somewhere in between. What I also loved about Type 0, and this is why I hope they do with the quick switching and everything, is I really want a diverse range of difficulty options. I don't want just 13, easy and normal. I want easy, normal, hard, insane, arse wreck. I want Palmer. Palmer should be easy. I want Palmer, Rude, CP Hirofe, Genova, baby. Scale it up, make it crazy, and it's not hard to do. Honestly, I don't get why Square Enix fuck this up almost every time, not making a diverse range of difficulty options. It really frustrates me with them, and I hope that they fix it. So I want this to be a challenge. It will be a joy to die to these sewer monster 50 times. Get me. I feel like, I don't know what kind of internal tree system, grid. I presume it would be all materia based predominantly. But I don't know, we have no idea what they're going to do. I really hope E3 reveals a lot more of the core mechanics. But they did mention that when they first revealed the combat, they would combine elements from the original 7, KH and Dissidia. The people who work in 7R's battle system consists of the masterminds behind the battle system of KH2, Dissidia, and 13 Lightning Returns. I think when you look at how the camera is angled and the fight's panning, that's what I was trying to describe earlier with that shot with Cloud and those soldiers. It's Lightning Returns-esque in the framing of the fights, and I quite like it. Other than, I didn't think I'd ever be this impressed. The character model is perfect, yada yada yada. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Anything you guys observed, noticed, want with the combat system. I'm gonna throw it out to you guys because I'm waffling on, and this needs to be a team effort. Right, what did we have? So the top 3 characters people are excited for. What is it? We got a lot of people on the Vincent. So Tifa, Yuffie, and Zack. Tifa, Vincent, and Yuffie. Tifa, Vincent, and Yuffie. Man, Tifa and Vincent getting it. Tifa and the Turks. Oh man, Reno and Rude are going to be the comedy gold for this game. I mean, they're just gonna be gold in every regard. I really hope they flesh out the Turks. Like the Turks as an organization are so huge. And even if you don't show all of those other Turks, like Shotgun and like is it Shotgun and Dagger and Revolver and Bog Brush, all these other names. Elf. I really love the concept of Elf. But even just get a grander sense of this organisation of the Turks and what they are and who they are, just how big they are. It'd be really cool. Sid, Zack, and Tifa. Oh man, Zack. I just want to see Jesse. I love you, Yosef. Yosef FF7 Remake. What a name. Commit. Should I just change my channel name to FF7 Remake Peasant? Should we just commit? I'm definitely doing the hardest recruit. I want to milk it out as much as I can. That's it. I want to die. Many times. Isn't F7 Remake and PlayStation exclusive? I don't think we heard it was exclusive, but we did hear it's PS4. Oh, it's PS4. Oh god, that thumbnail was terrifying, Pez. What the fuck? I've apologised for it so many times. Yeah, I also hope summons are I mean, the summons when it comes to the combat system, that's going to be a hard thing to pull off. I think Square Enix is going to make a spectacle out of it. I mean, it's across 3 episodes, so there's no reason why they can't get in the same number of summons. But I mean, just imagine how long, like Knights of the Round and the Neo Bahamut it is. It's going to be long. It's going to be crazy. I feel like instance it. I don't think there's any need to have it interact the same way that 15 did. Like, it was great. Like, it actually comes onto the map and whatnot. But I really won't mind if it just mostly goes into an actual like set cinematic of some sort, and then you just sort of drop a spell effect on the on the monster. If they have to make it a little bit more viable, the summons, so we get more of them, by making them a little bit less actually interactive with the damn environment like it was with 15. They don't have to be as over the top for 15 to me. I'd rather see a variety and the ridiculousness. And that's what Unreal Engine is for. And I think that even like the cross slash. So we do see cross slash, and what I love about... Damn, that's... I'm going to have to reopen that. What I loved about cross slash... The way it kind of hovers there. Where is it? Here. So this, the way I just like this. I don't know why, because I feel like the way it sort of stays there. I imagine they would do cross slash if they were going for like ultra realism. It would just kind of slash. It would just kind of slash. It just slash. But the way it did it sort of held its shape, and then and it just makes me think things like dolphin punch. With Tifa, imagine that being akin to like, you know, when the boat pops out in KH3 off the ground, just big spectacles. Big, unrealistic, nonsensical insanity with it. No hyper-realism for me. I imagine they'll do the same route for 15 for summons, except that we'll actually have some degree of control as to when they come in. That's it. The control element. They biffed summons for 13. Concept was good. Visuals good. I mean, some people hated the whole go-go car transformation thing, but the control was terrible. Virtually none. 15, same again. Just what? I have to just wait for a bloody summon to appear when I'm close to death, and I have no choice of whether it is, and I've now just had Shiva bloody 10 times in a row, or actually more like Rama. Man, if I had Shiva 10 times in a row, I would have probably passed out from too much boner blood, but 10 times of having old wrinkly nutsack Rama show up, very underwhelming. So I agree. More control. Slotting that red material. Does anyone also want the material to work the same way? AK, you know, if you equip too much magic material, it actually degraded your attack stats. It was very interesting the way the way people... But I didn't even realise this back in the day, by the way. I used to get material slots where I could fit like 30 of them bitches in there. I had to just fill them up and then wondered why Cloud was hitting like a bloody wiener. I was like, oh! Having magic material degrades my stats. Hey, how to run speed, I'm here again. Give all my money to Tifa. Oh, I will. Oh, I will. In fact, where is she? I had a figurine around somewhere. Let's make sure. Oh man, I've only got 36% battery left on my camera. Damn, we better get a move on. Goddamn DLSR. Might be able to switch if I need to. But yeah, once again, here we go. Cinematically sweet. Attack when the tail is up. I like I said in the last stream when it came out, I hope that they still make biffs like that to tell us to attack when the tail's up. I don't know why. I know they won't do it, but it would just be funny. Oh, now this isn't even a great shot. You can actually get a bit more of a zoomed out shot. This dude's tongue is like... And just the way it... Oh, God, I'm so excited. What I'm wondering, though, again with bosses... So we've only seen 2. And I discussed this... I discussed this in one of my first ever videos, is when you look at the boss distribution, it's very uneven across the game. So if they're going to be doing this episodic, not only does a massive portion of the story happen at the end and not so much in the middle and the first, but even the boss distribution is crazy out of whack. There's something like 14 on disc 1, about 8 or 9 on disc 2, and there's like 3 on disc 3. So boss distribution, even like post-game content after each episode, how they're going to balance all that out, whether they're going to have to move bosses to different sections or create new ones. I don't know. How they balance that out is going to be very interesting. I mean, the first disc is just boss-centric. You know what boss fight I'm really looking forward to? You know the rapey dudes when they're walking towards Cloud like this, like, and that was always ridiculous. Like, who does that? Like, do you think they're gonna do that? You know, when Cloud's in the basement and they're all like, they all want to get on Cloud because he's so homogeneously sweet. And I don't know whoever does this. When they're coming towards Cloud, what's the guy's name? 10 peasant points for whoever. Was it Scott? Was it Scott? Scrot. I can't remember his name. But that just looks so ridiculous. I'm trying to remember his name now. Scott and something, I think. But yeah, this dude looked amazing. You're assuming they're splitting the same episodes that the discs are split up. No, I didn't assume that whatsoever. I don't think they're going to split it the same way the discs, because again, that doesn't make sense. But the way that the story distributes in terms of story, in terms of bosses, in terms of content, is wildly uneven. And essentially, even if you stopped the first part, no, a lot of people say it's going to be purely Midgar. I highly doubt it. A lot of people say it would be just after the calm flashback. Could possibly be. But actually, when you go through the story, I think I did this breakdown. I think the calm crossing is like the first part. Like the way it sections off. Everything's going to have to be moved, from the amount of towns you explore, to the number of characters you see, to the amount of bosses, to the number of cutscenes and story, and... It is crazy. Like, imagine they only do Midgar and Calm, for example, episode 1. That leaves about another 30 damn locations. An awful lot to get into the rest. I don't know. It is. I think there's going to have to be rejigging of the balance of where it all lands, but I'm really curious to see how they'll do it. Maybe Genova will be the final boss of the first episode. Well, again, the whole thing with Genova, and I'll quickly cover it because I think we went past it. Did we go past it? Well, either way, because the way that they put the explosion off, that made it seem like Sephiroth was coming just after it. Like, they put the bomb, they showed the bomb, they showed the explosion of the reactor, and then they cut to this scene, which made it seem like this was the explosion that was happening in Midgar. And you kind of do have the pavement here. Scotch. That's it. Scotch is his name, not Scott. I'm Barry Scott. Bang, and the dirt is gone. Man, I can't wait to see Cloud's mum. Bet she's gonna be hot. Hot. Cloud's dad, still a mystery, man. Who the hell was... I feel like Cloud was a virgin birth from the live stream itself. But yeah, they really like tripped us out with making this seem like this was Nibelheim. And I can't see this being Nibelheim because, again, it's a different line. It's a different line. So I'm wondering if this is a Genova torment. You know, when he goes into his head. And, you know, back in the day, we used to simply have... Like, how are they going to do, for example? You know, when it was Genova talking, it would just be a black screen. And there would just be these words. These hints. Oh man, this music's kicking in so nicely for this section. These little words that would just be asking Cloud's questions, and he would talk to it back. And we found out that was Genova and part of the link with Sephiroth. And this is what I want to make clear. A lot of people say that, oh, 7 is actually a terrible game. Sephiroth's a terrible. He just sleeps most of the game, then shows up at the end, and actually it's Genova most of the time. And it is Genova. It is Genova's body, but she's connected to Sephiroth. She's connected to him at the Northern Crater, and we actually learn that there is this battle of wills going on. Sephiroth is very subservient to Genova at the start of the game, so at this part Genova is in control. It is mostly her. That's why her dialogue is very Genova based. It's not Sephiroth almost at all at this point. And then, because he doesn't even remember Cloud either, he's like, it's like, who are you? Who's this? And then as the game goes on, and this is confirmed canonically, Sephiroth starts taking over, slowly but surely. Just like the clones, they become followers of Sephiroth more than Genova. His will actually supersedes hers. And then by the end, he actually completely, I'm the one who's going to rule the planet, out the way, mother. And that's when his rivalry for Cloud starts growing, because more Sephiroth's identity takes over. So things like, I love the theory. Did anyone ever hear, you know, Palmer in the Shinra building where he's legging it? Some people theorise that was Genova skedaddling out there. I can't wait to see Palmer. Does anyone want the fight where he gets hit by the truck to still be in? Of course you do. Why am I even asking? And him jumping up and down because he wants funds for the aerospace program. He keeps getting shut down. Oh man! Also, it's going to be amazing to see Songs are all. Oh god, love Song. By the way, Peasant, did you check the Japanese version trailer? You can see the different face experience between Japanese and English in so much more detail. Really? A different face? Thank you, How to Speed. I haven't actually seen it. Maybe watch that at the end. But I only have 28% life left on this DSLR camera. It's annoying. I can't actually charge it whilst recording. It's ridiculous. But hopefully I'll be able to switch to my webcam if needs be. So yeah, here, whether this is in Genova's mind, like a torment in Cloud's mind, whether this is the calm section, or whether they're going to do the whole making Sephiroth a menace over Midgar more rather than keeping him as like a reveal that most people aren't going to be shocked by anymore. Hence the wing over Midgar in the shot, Sephiroth there looming over it, hence the feather changing. I don't mind if they change up the narrative to explore different things. I'd rather have the opportunity to see different angles of this story and then just build up to reveals that we already know. And they did say they're going to look to shock and surprise us. So Nomura did say he's going to do that. He wants to keep it faithful to the original, the feel for fans, and for new fans alike to get a true essence of it, but he still wants to throw some of our feels in the blender and take us by surprise. I love that. A lot of people are going to bitch about that. Hey, Amber! Pez, the voice is Zack. Pourquoi? What do you mean the voice is Zack? What voice? What, here? I mean, the whole element of Zack is... Wow, actually, Amber, that's a great comment. The whole element of, at this point, Cloud being confused between his identity and Zack's. There's such a fertile ground of intrigue for them to explore. The way that they could really bring Zack through. Oh, yeah, I'd like that. Because Cloud is almost schizophrenic at this point. Like, he's kind of got a bit of Genova and Sephiroth going up there. He's got a bit of Zack. He's got a bit of himself. I think that Cloud could be like this really kind of erratic character, but not really. I don't know. I'd like to see some Zack come through. Just don't touch Tifa. I really hope that they actually expand the story. I remember reading about a third of the original story script was cut out. Imagine if they could add for flavour. I think add all the material they could add for flavour. I think they will. I mean, I'm gonna hold Mura to every single quote that he has ever said about the remake, and I'm not letting him off it. He has said it's going to be expanded. He said he's going to be looking to get all of the heart and soul and essence of what the original was, and more, and surprises. I'm holding him to all of it. We ain't getting off the hook for nothing. Not on this run. Yeah, this is great. It's awesome. I mean, I just love, what I love is the arm. What do we call this? Is it the Miner's Gauntlet? Minefield? The voice in Cloud's head is Zack. By the way, do you see my email? I haven't checked my emails this morning. I don't think I've seen the email. I'll have to double check. The voice in Cloud's head is Zack. How do we know this? What, when the one where we think it's Sephiroth speaking? What is it he says? He says, hold up.
Can you bear to see the planet suffer?
Can you bear to see the planet suffer? And we're saying that that's Zack? How do we know? Fair enough if it is. Like his inner voice is Zack. Oh, you mean Clouds? I don't know. When he wakes up in the church. Oh. Really?
Are you okay?
What? It doesn't. Fuck it. I don't know what the hell people talk about. But anyway, so Final Fantasy VII Remake is still being broken up into multiple releases. So, and I covered this a little bit earlier, and I covered this in one of my original videos, is even if you take every single town and area, I mean, I calculated it from the original. I took every single cutscene and I compared it to games like Dirge of Cerberus in terms of how long a scene took to speak. And there's almost like direct versions. Like there's a version where Vincent is near Lucretia and he's saying stuff, and then I compared that to when Vincent is speaking to Lucretia in the original, when it's text-based, you just pop through it. The time is, I think that was like 6-7 times longer. Then you take things like Calm. Back on a text-based descaled map, you could just run from any shop in less than a second. Let's go at least take 10-20 times that size. The run from Calm to Midgar, legitimately 4 seconds. 4 seconds it takes in the original. Now if you go in a fully upscaled AAA game and it takes you 4 seconds to run from one town to another, it's going to be ridiculous. So you take that, no, the original was easily a solid 40-50 hour experience. I know maybe people go, oh, I could do it in 20, 24, 25. Yeah, great if you skipped a shitload of content that won't be skippable now. It makes so much sense why this has to be episodic. I don't know why people don't get this. It has to be episodic, in my opinion. And even if it weren't, even if it could be done in a single episode, I feel like it would be cramming. I think Square Enix would miss it. So for all those people who complain about the remake, they're the same people who, if the game comes out and it's bad, they say, oh, it's rushed. Rushed! I wish they'd have taken their time with it. Well, this is what taking time with it looks like. Now some people can say, oh, what about the money? They're milking it. They're milking it. And it's only milking if it's not, as they promised, a 40-hour experience, full game, like FF13. If it's not that, then people can complain. But the day that you are complaining about paying full price for a full game, there's something up. They're summing up. And also the day that you're complaining about getting more content from a game this great. It blows my mind. I don't know what your guys' opinion on it is, but that's how I feel. Okay, let me clear up. You know when he lands in the church, the original, while he's passed out, the voice in his head says, back then, you could get rid by skimming. Oh! You're talking about when the, you're talking about the little black lines. Oh, the voice in Cloud's head is Zach, with the little black lines. Yeah, but no, it's not just Zach, is it? Sometimes it's also Genova. It's not all Zach, I don't believe. Is it? Isn't it sometimes Genova? Also. I can't. Oh, I'm pretty sure there were some moments when it was Genova in the head. I don't know, but it'd be interesting to see how they play those scenes out. I'd be curious. But yeah, here we go. So this is where Nomura confirmed it. Here's the teaser trailer. Fun fact. Hold up. All right. What would you think? What do you think of those that think it shouldn't even be remastered? Then go play the original. See what I mean? Or people who do want to remaster, there's some incredible mods right now. Like, go play that. But FF7R ain't worth 184. You have no idea whether it's worth it or not. No idea, because you don't know what additions they're going to add to the story. And I for one, I mean, some people, yeah, for some people that experience this whole thing might not be worth 180. I get that. It might be. But for me, honestly, if they locked this entire game behind a $5,000 paywall, I'm fucking selling one of my kidneys on the black market. Know what I'm saying? Dark web gonna be getting my pancreas. Ain't no price tag high enough. Ain't no cash grab low enough to keep me from playing you Remake. That's just me though. Fuck it. So now, why do I think it's coming in 2019? So a lot of people have spoken about this. It's mostly not only because now they said it's coming to the PS4, not only because they said that in lead-ups to E3, it's mostly because of this fiscal report here. So in their latest fiscal report, Square Enix aimed for some crazy high earnings. When they asked how much advertisement they're going to be spending during this crazy high period of late 2019. Although it says 2020 Q3 for Square Enix, that is back of year of 2019. That's just how their fiscal year works. And they put, we don't disclose our advertising costs for individual titles, but we spent a reasonable amount. Oh, you best believe there are going to be advertisements everywhere. Fuck me, get the fucking Coca-Cola adverts out, get the bloody bus stops, get the TV adverts going for Remake. I want to see it everywhere. I don't want to be able to wipe my ass or piss in a urinal without looking up and seeing Cloud's goddamn face right there. I want to see condom adverts for teeth. Man, stop being so misogynist. Condom adverts of Nanaki. No, that'd just be weird. I just want to see adverts everywhere. I want it to reign supreme. Yeah, it will. But what can you tell us about the timeline for 2020 Q3? So they aimed for more money in this fiscal quarter than they did through 15, than they did through even 13 period. And a lot of people were saying, oh, there's going to be Avengers Project. Remake's not going to be 2022. And I'm still getting people saying to me, mate, you're an idiot, it ain't coming until 2022, what's your problem? Now, I think that it's got to be this at this point, especially when I cannot go into any detail at the moment, but I believe we will be able to make various announcements in the lead up to this year's E3. In the lead up. So he's talking about the timeline for 2019. We'll be hearing about it in announcements leading up to E3. That's almost confirmation right there, guys. That's almost the confirmation right there. And how likely are you to reach the income? But it's not the confirmation, because this next scary bit, and this is why I did this video. I mean, yes, I fucking tarped everyone in with some teeth and boobies, but I mean, everyone else is doing it. All the YouTubers are doing it. Well, why can't I do it? It was either my face or hers. By the way, this was a model that a fan made. Incredible, awesome. This isn't the Remake model, but yeah. Rush 2019 release. And I was worried about this because Square Enix's latest... Oh, you should go check this video out, by the way, if you want. Because Square Enix latest performance, Shadow the Tomb Raider, bit of a dropper. Just Cause 4, bit of a dropper. And their shareholders have been getting a bit... Although you've doubled your fucking profits from all your fraudulent schemes and DLC and microtrans and hyperinflated mobile empire, I want more! Why haven't I got more? That's what shareholders like, and Square Enix came out and said, well, it's fine because we're going to be making a shitload of money in this quarter to calm them down, but they said, we believe that operating income of the 40 to 50 billion will be attainable with the lineup we currently have planned, but we will see risk of deviating from our target depending on when we release new titles and how our development efforts progress. So this means they are speculative on 2019. And this goes so hand in hand with the rush of waves of employment. I mean, literally, we've been hearing Square Enix say as many people as possible. Legitimately. Even when Blizzard fired 300 employees, Square Enix tweeted out saying, yo, if any of you guys want to come over, you can. We heard rumours that they get shitloads of cheap stuff from Malaysia. I think there was even something that CyberConnect didn't. Emiria, you're so kind. Oh, I'm a White Wind. Hello, bro. I like gear level item progress across episodes. So I'm going to talk about that later, about it crossing over to keep the continuity in place. But yeah, this tells me that they are trying to use the remake to massage a fiscal quarter. This is really out of frame. Let me move this down. And that is what worries me. Are they now suddenly getting remake, considering getting into 2019, simply because they feel they need to? Because it's better for the project, for the business. And we're having company realignments at this same time. I mean, it is foolish to expect that this might all come from a AAA game because, again, their mobile department is blowing up like crazy. It's like 60%. It's more than AAA now. Square Enix make more for mobile games now and that department than they do AAA games now. Yeah, Left Alive was also a bit of a terrible launch. Quiet Man was an absolute flopper. Square Enix have been long dicking it for a while now. And what makes me think is that it might not even come in 2019, but they're going to start getting pre-orders in 2019. I think that they're going to tell us that it's coming in 2019 or make it seem it. Start getting pre-orders in and then they just go, oh shit, sorry, delay. They did it with Kingdom Hearts. They delayed it into an extra year, but got most of the money into a fiscal quarter beforehand. They did the same thing with 15. So I don't see them doing anything for 7 Remake, but the difference will be if you do it with Remake this time, I will know for a fucking fact, every fan will know for a fact, and bear this all in mind, if Remake gets kind of hinted at being 2019 and then it falls in 2020, shit is now intentional, Square. These delays are always fucking intentional. You're releasing these games because you want to try. I mean, I've been in big aviation engineering company. I've worked in big 2,000-man companies. Well, actually, over 500,000 worldwide. And the lengths, the hoops that they will jump just to bring in some money from 1 month later to 1 month sooner, because that means it goes into that report. If it goes into that report, then that goes up there, and then all the shareholders should sit there and fucking get all the hookers and the cocaine out, and otherwise we won't have our bloody Molly, Mandy, ecstasy, bloody Cybling mushroom parties, bloody hookers' asses. If we don't move into this quarter, we don't get that. We don't get that party, and that I won't forgive Square if they do it. Not with the remake. Yes! Oh, what? This theme is joy. Athena C! Hello, mate! My first time catching a live theory stream. It's fun. Gotta go to bed now. IR sick. Have a good one, mate. Athena. Love you, mate. Have a good one. But yeah, let me know what you think. Could episode... Let me know what you guys think. Let me not waffle on too much. I get overly passionate. Square Enix don't get the privilege pre-ordering from me anymore. I don't blame you. And I think that that's probably right, to be honest and fair. There was also the little thing with Kingdom Hearts. What did they say about the Kingdom Hearts? Spoilers, was it? Spoilers? That Nomura's now reconsidering worldwide releases. I swear, don't. The amount of times that Japanese get shit early and we get just as many spoilers here in the goddamn West. I don't even get what that comment was with Nomura, that the West somehow spoiled it and that he's now going to reconsider the way he flows things out. I really hope he doesn't end up playing with 7 Remake just because of all that nonsense that happened with K3. I said hookahs. What would you like to see in a collector's edition for Final Fantasy VII Remake? Figurines. Juicy coyotes. A notebook. I don't know. I'm not sure actually. I think a bust of some sort. The busts are quite nice, I've got to say. Where is my let me show you my the Dissidia bust. I thought this was incredible, and they did one for Regis, they did one from Lightning. I've got to say, these are freaking beautiful. The detail, and you can pick any character. I mean, look at that. Like I'd like something like maybe like that. You know, you could maybe have like play arts. I mean, the cape is just amazing. Like you could have like maybe like, you know, like the Kingdom Hearts Toy Story play box where you have like 3 of them, like smaller figurines, a bit cheaper. But yeah, that's the detail is incredible. Like, even just that like spike coming off the chest. I just love that. So anything like that with your art books and just the steel case. I have a steel case fetish. I just want to just rub my face on them all day, every day. Wow, 7% of my battery left on my DSLR camera, so we're going to be dead soon. So 2019, guys, I think 2019 Square are aiming for it. They're going to allude to it. We're going to hopefully hear about that E3. But I think that, is it possible it could then come 2020? Yes, I think Square Enix fully well know that. And it could all be a perfect... I think they're going to be aiming to try to get it out. This is why they made that new co-director. If anyone doesn't know, they added a new co-director. Plug the effing camera in. I can. Honestly, Sony A5100 can't unless I get a dummy battery, and it's coming. It's being delivered. They got a new co-director. I can't remember his name. Does anyone remember his name? If anyone can. Actually, let me just pull it up here. And I knew they would do this. I knew Nomura wasn't really working on... when he was doing K3, he was barely working on it. There were rumours that he was like director in name, mostly. Where's his name? Yes, Naoki Hamaguchi. I think he came from like Division 5 originally. I think he worked on like Mobius, the FF7 cross collab with that as well, and other bits. But yeah, FF7 Remake has a new co-director, and I've been saying Katase and this new co-director, they're the ones who've been doing it, and that they would put another dude in place. I said this to try to keep Nomura on the rails. And I think they add him as a co-director because I think Nomura needs that. Nomura is an incredible creative director. That's what he's always been. He's never directed a Final Fantasy. This is the first Final Fantasy game he's directed. That's the crazy thing about it. When people say my favourite Final Fantasy director is Nomura. Creative director is his thing, but when it comes to controlling teams, and Nomura has admitted, he says he doesn't like doing that. Especially when it's not like his love child, his baby, Kingdom Hearts. So you can imagine when they've been doing all of this recruitment, all of this employment, I mean, we're talking like hundreds of people. Is Nomura going to be sitting at the top of all of that? I don't think so. I think he's going to need help, and it came. And I think that, yeah, Nomura is still going to be even doing things like K3 DLC. But anyway, that's fine. I don't mind. I don't give a shit really who directs it, to be honest. When it comes out. Was he the mobile guy? Yeah, I believe he was. Yeah, he was like the Mobius guy. But anyway, this was also huge. Do you believe you can achieve the operating income of 30 billion? Oh no, that's that's no, there was. Have you maintained a full year guidance because you believe undershoot more than 30% on the Tokyo Stock Exchange disclosure rules, which may say no guidance revision is required if a company expects Right, we can see from the uncertainty in terms of the extent of which we'll be able to make up for ground lost in the third quarter, because we could incur valuation losses depending on the timing at which we release major new titles. So they say again, depending on the timing. Speculative. By the way, if I go black soon, it's fine, I'll keep talking. And beyond. That said, we also see some potential upside factors, so we intend to work hard to achieve our 30 billion target. Now, the only reason why I think, they're saying that they might not hit it, but why they also might hit it is because they also said, like, if Square Enix do start advertising it for 2019, it doesn't come until then, 2020, as a delay. Shareholders will also pull Square up for that, because also in this report they said, you keep spending money on your advertising efforts too soon. Shouldn't you be timing them better? And they said that they would start timing their advertisement better going forward. So not 4 or 5 years out. So it would be Square Enix essentially lying to the shares. Would be another reason for the shareholders to piss on them. If they start advertising it now in this E3 and it don't come until like first quarter of 2020, it would be the same thing. Advertising too soon, losing steam on the hype train, and ultimately less pre-orders, which is what has been sinking their games of late. What I'm going to say is, guys, it just feels so much better than the other. At least we're going to get summoned. I hope I don't ever have to put a thumbnail like this again. It won't happen, it's going to show at E3, but who's bared witness to Square Enix's latest E3s? They've been rough McGruff, haven't they? Oh, the cringe. Also, one thing I didn't point out is it is Aerith. This was a thing that oh yeah, by the way, Tifa in the menu. Punisher, I don't know what Punisher is, but I love this. So I'm just gonna say the whole naming war thing, some people take this so seriously. The first time I actually was like, oh yeah, damn, Aerith, where someone was like, oh, see, this is what it is. Fuck all you Aerith noobs. I hate that. I hate the whole naming war things. Like, oh, it's Aerith, so it's like Aries and it's Aries. And if you say Aerith, it's Aerith. Wait, you got a lift, mate, you got a lift. And Aerith, oh, it's Earth. And it's this. The amount of naming wars between this and like titles and stuff, it's so petty. It's so paying to me. Whatever she is to you, Aerith or Aerith, make it that. I don't think they're gonna. This is the other thing. I don't think they're gonna be able to let you name change. It would be strange considering they're actually gonna now say the names of characters. So I don't know whether they'll allow you to maybe pick. I think that they should do that. Just allow you to pick between the two. But it is whoever it was to you, and I don't know how, and I don't know if it is for you guys. I started as an Aerith person when I was a kid. I don't know how I became an Aerith. Don't know how. My camera's about to die. Bye, guys. It's gonna drop out. No, I've fallen into darkness. Sora, come and get me, Sora. Kick me in at the Sora Hut Hotel. Fuck. We dead. God damn. God dang it. Guten Tag. I could try switching over to my webcam. Patat cam. El Patat. It'll probably not work because it can be a funky little saucy little wench that way. Let's try it anyway. But anyway, whichever they do it, I prefer Aerith, but hey, pick what you like and allow it. People need to get over it. Yeah, the whole thing about whether it was a mistranslation, some people are like, oh, it was in certain books, certain manga. I ain't give a damn. Let me see if I can fix this. I became an Aerith over time as well. You did? How did that happen? I've no idea. Nanaki is Nanaki. Nanakas. One of the characters, I did a video a while ago, if anyone ain't seen it. I did characters I'd like to potentially see. Dene was one. If anyone who doesn't know, the reason why Nanaki can have kids at the end is because there's one more female of his race out there called Dene. She appears in Before Crisis. I'd like some allusion to her. But this is going to be a bit controversial. Sorry guys, can you still hear my voice? I'm going to try to switch it over, but... This is the frustrating thing. I can actually... Oh, no, I know what I do. I'll just delete it. No, I'll come back in. So I think I might be able to get myself back. Back from darkness. No, no. It's not going to come on. My cam is on. It's just... I need to sign out and then sign back in for it to come back into existence. Right. I'm just going to put a picture of me there instead. Right. I've got to quickly find a Pez picture. Just so anyone new coming to the stream knows it is I, Lay Peas. Just find a classic Peas picture. There we go. That'll do. Oh Jesus Christ, that's huge. Hold on. Yahoo! Alright, we're just gonna move this into place. Hold on. Oh man, this picture's huge. Bloody hell. Come on. Oh god, I can't grab it now. I'm a professional. Hold on. I'm Peas. I'm still here. I'm still present. Oh man, I've got that Barrett chest. Right, so I'm still here. Hello, my name is Fancy Peasant. I'm professional. I am a man in disguise. I want a hamburger. Do you sell the hamburgers? I am genuine American. Oh man, I can't even focus now. What was I just talking about? What was I just talking about? Probably some uninteresting shite. Aerith ever have more zippers and belts? Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait to see these characters, the full models. Even just how Aerith dies, man. I'm wondering if they go on. Oh wait, that was it. No, that wasn't it. Let me go through here. What did I have going on? Pass on another E3. Oh yeah. I apologise for this. I deeply apologise. I feel like I've even ruined Aerith for myself, to be honest. Oh man. Aerith dies, spoiler Pez. Oh man, it's gonna break my damn heart. But I know, I'm excited. I've been like a little child. I've been talking to all my mates, all my friends. Does anyone else have the struggle that no one in their real life gives a damn? No one. I mean, I almost had to call my girlfriend out on this. I was like, the remake's been announced. She's like, oh, that's good. Is it? I was like, is it? I will break up with you right now, you bloody witch! How do you not know me? Do you not know I love this game more than you? Oh, but that's what I'm so glad I've got the channel. I could just come here and chat with you guys. I mean, how old were you when you all played Final Fantasy for the first time? Final Fantasy VII. Take a trip down memory lane. Slip into the sea of feels. Oh man, the live stream is going to look incredible. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. I'll get onto that in a sec, actually. Yeah, I just got my train of thought back. I'm just looking at myself with a mustache. I'm wondering whether I should grow one officially. I don't give a damn either. But this might be controversial. I want your guys' opinion on it. I actually think that the ending of Final Fantasy should change. Final Fantasy VII. That they should change the ending up, or at least add to it, or do something very different. Because as much as I love 7, I found the ending was very much a quick, weird wrap up. Like you get the you got like only half the team in the cave. You got Cloud pulling up Tifa. They chat. Tifa kind of despairs a little bit because she misses Aerith as well and loved her, but also she notices that Cloud did, and that then leads into emo Cloud across Advent Children. And then we kind of have the whole scene with Marlene looking out the window. By the way, if you haven't seen the theory that I did, well, it wasn't a theory actually, it was a cross comparison. Let me find it. If you haven't watched this video, Marlene, Cetra, Peasant. If you haven't seen Marlene as a Cetra, watch this video. I only got 20k views, and this was actually a damn good video. Watch this. This was great. Hyped up my own damn videos. How sad. But yeah, I feel like the ending sort of Marlene looks out the window. You've got the live stream converging with Holy. And it pushes me, and then you've got Nanaki with the kids at the end, which shows that life went on. I kind of just, I want something different. Oh, so MK there was 17 when we played it. 7, 12, 9. It's beautiful. 10 or 11, 11, 7, 10, 9. I mean, I'm going to say, guys, I was 11 and it was 2001 at this point. So, I mean, I was like, PS2 was out. It was like 9, 10 years after FF7's release. And I thank my lucky stars that I got brought up by grandparents at that point, and their old ass, bitch ass lack of knowledge on technology meant that they thought a PS1 was the thing. That was the in thing. And that's what I ended up playing. I'm so thankful I didn't miss the PS1 era. Although I came to it late, I actually got to experience that era, and it was like the first time I'd ever gamed. So I would have missed it. I missed it completely. I'm 26 now. I wonder if we'll be able to revive Aerith this time. I don't know why people keep bringing this up. Not to say it's not a valid point to bring up, but as in I just see loads of comments, and some of them are genuinely salty. Let me move this out of the way. I want to go behind the desk. Hide that disgusting chest there. Hello. I'm going to touch you. But yeah, hello, I'm Pez. Listen, if I keep it moving, people think I'm actually there. Yeah, a lot of people saying that, Square Enix, they're going to do this Aerith Revives DLC, they're going cash grab, they're going to do this and that. I don't think they're going to do it. I think they might fake us out with when she's going to die, or they might change it up, or flip it in some way. I feel like, when Cloud is holding his sword and he's about to smite Aerith, Sephiroth's about to make him do it and he stops. I reckon this time Cloud is going to cleave her head clean off. It's going to fly straight into the lake. It's going to bounce down the steps. Instead of materia, the white materia, it's going to be her head after Cloud's just decapitated it. No, I don't think that. That'd be terrible. I'm totally bullshitting. There's no way they do that. That would be grim. I mean, literally, that would traumatize my entire childhood. I'd fucking throw the controller and I'd go and cry in a corner, to be honest. Oh my gosh. But, oh my god, now it's coming on. I was just gonna say, I'm gonna cry my damn little heart out when she dies. And now this song's just come on. This song is so synchronistic. It's unbelievable. Like, this whole soundtrack has been. Oh my god. Oh, my heart broke. Oh, can everyone just go back to the first time you saw Aerith die? Even if you didn't give a damn, it's fine. But if you did, feel it with me for a sec. It was. Oh man. I'm so glad my camera's died, because I've got some little beadules of tear wobblies in my eye, nobules. Oh man, this game is so beautiful. And this is why I'm so excited, is that Square Enix have just an ocean of content and love and memories and everything to build off of. They don't have to create, they just have to enhance. And to think that a new generation, like, there's so many friends. Have you guys actually, have you got any, kids now? Or younger family members, or, cousins? I know I've got friends who never played it back in the day. I know I've got people, especially around my age, who are just the generation before, who are now going to get to play this game and experience it. And I just hope it can be what we all want it to be, and I hope it's going to be But the thing is, this is why I'm so glad that I have my love for it, because even if they biff this completely, to me, even if they biff it, my love for the remake, my love for the original, sorry, and just FF7 as a whole, Square honestly can't ruin it. They can't tamper it. There's nothing they could do to take my love from it. So, right, that was my last slide, guys. So yeah, anything that I didn't miss, anything that I didn't cover before I sign out, I won't make this whole episode too long. But yeah, going through the episode, the trailer, sorry, I think there was a lot kept from us, and I think people are definitely being too judgmental too quickly. I know Square Enix invite a lot of skepticism upon themselves. I don't know what the combat system is going to be like at all. That's wholly what I'm uncertain about. But from what I'm seeing, from what I'm hearing, from the way it looks, and how faithful it is being so far, this has made me feel confident. I'm feeling good about this remake. How are you going to fail to do a pull-up later, Cloud? I mean, that's not ice, is it, coming out? Is that just a basic effect? I trip my mind out with all kinds of shit when I overwatch this stuff like that. I don't know. Don't think so. Rumor leak is the top upvoted comment here. Man, I really want to get a proper link, Joe, for what you're trying to show me about this rumor. What do I type in? What's the name of the thread? Because your link is only a partial link, so I can't actually get onto it. Hold up, let me. I really want to get into what this rumor is. What can I type in anything into my search bar to get it? What's your take on the VAs? Honestly, I'm really not that picky. Whether they bring in Steve Burton, whether they bring a self-resolved voice, I really do not care. From little trailers, what I care about is when the emotion is needed, when those big, long, warbling screams, and that emotion, and that love, that hate, that friendship, that darkness, that evil. There's so many ranges of emotion in 7. All I care is about are the VAs able to reach those ranges when they're needed. That's all I care about. I'm not going to sit and judge the way it sounds from just a bloody one-liner. And the fact that some people are willing to get cynical over this whole remake, over little things like that, or things like the episodic format, because they haven't actually sat and thought about what the logistics of doing a game like this in one episode would actually be. Do you think there will be an overworld map? If not, how far are they going to do the high wind? I think that there is going to be a very linear based experience that most of the way through. That will be very open terrain, but it'll still be linear, but it'll give the illusion of it. I hope, that way that we don't have massive swathes of land, because like I said in my previous episode, and I said on a previous video, is 7 invoked this feeling of hugeness and grandeur. When you left Midgar and you were, oh, holy crap, all of that just happened in one town. I mean, it might have felt like that for me because I spent 30 hours farming hell houses because I couldn't figure out how to get up that little plank. That little deceptive little plank bastard bugger, that little fucking foo, that because of the 3D map, the way it tripped out, you didn't realise you could run up it. I'm not the only one who got lost there, I goddamn know it. Combining that with 10 hours of trying to save Jesse before the pillar came down, I felt like I was in Midgar for a universe of time. But even after I've replayed it, when you leave Midgar, you're like, oh, wow, there's so much more. It invoked this grandeur and this feeling of open world exploration and like the journey ahead. Not because it just showed pointless swathes of open land with massive graphically demanding draw distances. I'm pointing to quite a few different attempts that Square Enix have made to open world. And just open worlds that think that open world is great just because you have, oh look, I can see fucking 50 bazillion yards of open terrain before me. That's not what made it feel open world. It made it feel open because of the experiences and the characters and the excitement and anticipation for what was ahead. And I think that even if they keep it linear, with a reasonably open terrain so you don't feel so suffocated. That fucking plank. Yes. I'm not the only one who got stuck on the plank. The fucking plank. Oh my god, I can't. I really hope he's in there somewhere. I swear, when I do my playthrough, I will add him into the thumbnail. Old Plankington, Plankworth. And then after we've had this sort of very linear based driven experience, well, which it is for most of the way, honestly. Where is it? I kind of want to pull this up actually. This was a really old video I did. I might try to remake this video. FF7 remake open world Peasant, just to show you. You guys could probably map it if you had to map in your mind where you go in the game. This was a really old video I did. No, that's not the one. Why are you so skinny, Clod? Is Cloud too skinny? Final Fantasy Remake character breakdown model and thoughts. Where will each episode of the Final Fantasy Remake? And actually, I want to pull the chart up that I did on this, guys. This was awesome. So, this is the current game structure. Disc 1, Disc 2, Disc 3. 50% of the mainline story happens in Disc 1. Most mini games also, 19 mainline bosses, lowest optional content, least optional bosses, and some, but not more side quests. Now, to balance this out into even episodes where you get an even amount of story, you get an even amount of bosses, you get an even amount of optional content and some side questing, this is all going to be balanced. Disc 2, 30% mainline, more mini games, but 9 mainline bosses, more optional content, more optional, and the most side quests. And then Disc 3 of 3, 20% mainline story, only 20, no mini games, only 3 bosses, the most amount of optional content, the most amount of optional bosses, and some side quests. Damn, my video content used to be so much better than it is now. Sweet Jesus. So yeah, this is now what you'd want to even it out to. In something like a remake in an episodic format. Oh my god. That gets me hot. What? God damn. This makes me so excited just thinking about this game. This is now what it's going to have to look like. Preferably. Not necessarily, but preferably. So this is the kind of the rejigging that they're going to have to do. By the way, is this all in decent frame? Oh yeah, it is. It's alright. Let me move on because there's one other part I want to show. Oh yeah, here, this timeline. So the timeline breakdown that I did, I actually showed the braking sectors. Where was it? So like here, for example. A lot of people think that it will just be in Midgar. The whole first part would just be in Midgar. That's only 18% of the story. This is, if this is 100%, you imagine this is how the Aerith's death is like end of Disc 1. I mean, so this is what I did to prove that when people said, should they just do it like the way that the discs did it? It just wouldn't work. The only thing that on Disc 3 is Sephiroth endgame stuff. Even more important character size quests are locked out at that point. Yeah, I think Disc 3 is just Genova, Sephiroth, and is it that, you know, when you parachute into Midgar, which is going to look insane. Insane. In Remake Glory. And then you fight, I think Scarlet shows up with that big red bitch snizzle. The one that's going to look like a Toy Story bot and probably pilfer my Angus. By the way, was I the only one who never got Vincent? I never got Vincent until my 3rd time playing this game, and I tell you why, because I never knew where the hell he was, and they said he was in the Shinra basement. And I used to walk for 10s and 20s of hours around this building, thinking that they meant this Shinra building, trying to find some fucking basement where Vincent was. My god. Oh, the memories. I love it. Hey, Live the Reaper. Pez, you can see Tifa's right arm in the last couple frames on the left at end of Barrett's big shot. Ah, really? Interesting. So she is like there. I'm also very excited for, you know, the scene when they're in the prison. But yeah, in this video I did here, and I might try to remake it for now, this is what I showed in just terms of the sheer volume of locations. And I think I tracked the linear path that you go, but that might have been on a different video. Avalanche expanded, ATB pass, party switch, cover system material. By the way, the cover system isn't as much of a cover system as you'd think. Nomura just alluded that there would be some kind. Oh yes, this video that I did back in the day. Hello, optical pajamas. Rough times. We've got to assume they're going to end it on top of the moment, 3 top moments of the game. I always thought that right after fighting Genova for the first time was about a third of the way through. You mean on the Calm Crossing? Yeah. Honestly, well, I predict part 3 could end. Calm Crossing would be sick, I think, after you have that encounter with Genova. I think that would be better than Nibelheim Flashback. I think that'd be a decent place to take it. I think that'd also be the introduction of the proper introduction of Rufus and his ceremony. That'd be a really great place to take it. But yeah, I did in this video, will gear, combat stats, and levels transition across the remake games? So in this, I spoke about the continuity being broken up. How, say for example, in FF13, we always restarted over, back to level 1. Back to level 1 with the tutorial, with all new stats, all new gear. I mean, in this case, it was different characters. Now, for one, I want the continuity to feel like one whole experience. When all 3 games are out, I want to be able to play them like they're one. And although it'd be a difficult thing to do, and I don't think, has anyone ever seen this happen? I don't know why it'd be so difficult for us to keep all our items, all our gear. Obviously, you can switch up the statistics and whatnot. But considering so much of the way we configure is based on materia, how could they take all of that away from us and make us start again? Now, the obvious problem is if you've overfarmed the living balls out of part 1 compared to someone else, you're going to come into the other parts overpowered. So all they need to do is add a simple scaling based off your statistics. So you just carry over, and when you go into your second game, it takes over your effects, your gear, your materia essentially, your items. And then when you pick medium, difficult or hard, or Genova difficulty, again I want 4 or 5 at least, they simply scale it based off your current stats. Or decompress, I really don't mind, but as long as you get to keep what you have and it just feels continuous. Mass Effect did this kinda, yeah? Interesting, Neil. How did it do it? But as long as no, it doesn't feel too broken up. So don't carry stick optional content at the end. Tightly control the optional content. Yeah, this was the other thing that Final Fantasies have struggled with that I really want them to fix. I want your guys' opinion on this. When it comes to Final Fantasy that I love, be it say 12, where I did all the hunts, or 13-2 definitely, where I just did everything in 13-2 in the timelines. And then I get to the final boss and I spank the monkey. No, I don't spank them. I spank the boss's monkey. No, I don't. I don't spank any monkey. I just spank the boss. no monkey spankage. Oh man, Yuffie! Man, your Multi's gonna look great. And then you just wreck the end boss, the end few, and you don't even feel the mechanics of the fight. And it's always the case that if you are a completionist and you don't just leave all the optional content until after, you're always then just going to get too overpumped. And I always think that there should be an option where you can rescale yourself. If you get too powerful before the end boss, because you've been completing side stuff. Oh man, the Gelnica. I remember how much. Does anyone remember getting to the Gelnica to go get the Hades summon for the first time? I was down there for like 20-30 hours. It was a horrifying experience. I just really would like the way that for them to allow you to rejig the difficulty if you happen to be a completionist. With Mass Effect, they mainly carried over story choices and some progress, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah? Interesting. And Before Crisis is canon? Yeah, Before Crisis is canon. Crisis Core, of course, is canon. I mean, what I'm going to say is not much point in arguing about canonicity, because Nomura has confirmed that the remake is going to break the canonical universe. It's not going to be following the universe as it stands now. Canon will be broken. It will be changed. Permascale enemies above player stats. See, that's a way that I figured back when I made this video that would be awesome with your side questing. No matter how much you decide to go off and do in side quest, if all the bosses based on your difficulty are just always permascaled above your current position, then you're always going to be stuck at the same amount of challenge. Now you might ask, okay, well what if you actually do want to get more powerful? It's too difficult and you want to get more powerful and you can't because everything's scaling above. Add it as an option for the scaling to happen, and you can switch it on or off. So if you do like to play your games easy and you like to get really overpowered and just bust your ass and feel like a badass, great. I don't know how complex all of these ideas would be for them to pull off, but I think across an episodic release they're going to have to start thinking about things like this. Oh man, this music. This is how I feel right now. And probably that. Right, I would like an easy, normal, hard, difficult option. The game probably won't happen, but it adds replay value. That's it. But the replay value needs to be there with this. Really needs to be there. Oh man, this fight. I mean, this guy doing this at level 1, guys. I didn't even know this was possible. But this is a level 1 Sephiroth. Safer Sephiroth run. Man, Safer Sephiroth is going to look incredible in this remake. Wows. The one-winged angel, the Seraphim. You know, I wouldn't even mind, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but data logs obviously don't confine any story that is important, or that was in the original, to the data logs, but I wouldn't mind certain things like the extended universe if they are going to keep maybe the concept that there's like a deep ground, for example, or just certain more deep parts of the lore, like for example the Seraphim that Sephiroth is and where that's taken from. I wouldn't mind a data log that really heralds to stuff like that, or heralds to stuff from the original. By the way, this is the best Shiva in the world, if anyone's seen it. I don't know if this means I've got a little fetish for lollies, but I love Type 0. The summons in Type 0 are incredible. I don't know about you, but I would love, and I know they won't do it for some remake, but controlling the summons, that was incredible in Type 0. Especially when we got to ice skate around in this lolly little, lolly skating Shiva. It was amazing. Got to control that Odin and everything. It was But yeah, this is actually how I want it to be set up. Type 0 style, with various difficulties of Cadet Officer Gito Finis. This is how Type 0 really expanded its replay value. But then with FF14, you know, like you've got your simple level sync that you have for Fates. Combine that and you solve this issue here. Make sure this is all in frame. You solve this issue here, which is, this is the casual. This is the minimalist, and this is the completionist. And this is a scale of the difficulty of how it usually ends up unfolding. It's so much better if you could just combine this. That would make for a sick game. Also, yeah, I don't want my material to get nicked. All of you guys, you know, when you get to the ancient city, or no, before you get to the ancient city, way before then, I know you at a certain point in the game going to start taking your material out of Aerith. I really hope there isn't a ton of overpriced DLC that requires you to spend hundreds of dollars to get all the weapons, outfits, magic, etc. I don't think they're going to do it like that, because they don't usually do it like that. Square Enix, I mean, they might do some DLCs, which no, I hope they don't do like episode Yuffie and all that fucking bollocks. Character episodes are a load of wank. I don't mind if they do something like a Benora. Benora, for example. If you want to put Benora as a DLC after a part, or again, Aerith through the live stream, fine. But yeah, I don't want this to be a cash grabbing experience, because Remake is going to make plenty of money. But do I want something to bridge the gap? Because I think that every episode is going to be about a year. Does anyone feel any different with that? It's going to be about a year apart. I want something to bridge those gaps, and I think Square Enix would. What I definitely don't want is for Square Enix to try to align this to their mobile culture. In any way, to be honest, I'm sick of that. I'm actually sick with what they did to 15. I'm sick with what they did with 15 A New Empire. I mean, can we just all type shame for a minute? Let's still keep shaming Square for that. Shame! Shame, ring the bell. Drag Nomura naked through the streets, covered in feces. Shame! Shame! I don't want to see, say, the Condor Tower as a mini-game on a mobile. I don't want to see the submarine game. I don't want to see biking. I don't want to see G-biking make a G-shiting return. I mean, that flopped and they removed it. I don't want mobile anything. I know it's your culture. I know Japan are all hot on that shiznizzle right now, but I don't want it. I don't goddamn want it. This isn't for mobile. Right? Get a goddamn PS4, Japan, or go home. Shame. Yes, I love it. That's it. That's it. Hope Faith. Emilio, Lane, James. But yeah, make sure, guys, if there's anything you want to ask me for, signing out. So I won't waffle too much longer. So if there's any direct questions you have, throw them at me now. So this is the original trailer. I mean, I still hope that there's this kind of layout. Linear, cramped, narrow, dark. It fits Midgar. Some divergent paths. And, I mean, guys, I think that, you know, that this is more of a hint. That Sephiroth encounter was happening in Midgar. Because look at the road tracks. Nibelheim's floor is cobble. It's a cobble pavement. They don't have concrete pavements, and they certainly don't have zebra crossings. Shiz nizzle. Like, this could be where the encounter happens, right here. Like, there's some sort of... Is this like fire and rubble here? Oh, damn. This is like very similar to where that whole scene between Sephiroth and Cloud could have been. So it's interesting. I think that was happening in Midgar, to be honest. I want to open a business in Midgar. So yeah, this was what the original looked like. Yeah, I mean, look how sick and sucked up, like vascular. But it looks so much better. Oh my, I mean, actually, Cloud's hair looks... Oh, fucking hell, he actually looks like a hermaphrodite. Actually, Cloud's hair is looking so much better. And actually, I don't know. I didn't mind him seeming gaunt there. I think it looks awesome now, definitely. But you could almost see, like, the veins. His skin's almost, like, translucent. It's like an old 90-year-old man's skin. Alright. Yeah, there's definitely so many visual improvements and overhauls, and no, maybe if this was what dropping Cyber Connect, taking it all in-house was about, this is why it's been delayed. I could always give Square Enix the benefit of the doubt for delaying it if there was some sort of improvement. The scene with Aerith and Cloud in trailer is right after the first reactor mission. You think they can do a scene where Tifa basically saw Cloud's inner mind? Well, there is that entire section, isn't there, where Tifa actually does deep dive. And I'll say that's going to be a visual concept bonanza that they can go wild with, where Tifa's with, you know, her old Nibelheim mates, and she's a bit of a cow, a bit mean to him, and she falls off the bridge, and she sees all different versions of Clouds, and they're just floating around, past, present, and future. That's gonna be awesome. Nibble might have paved roads in the remake. Could be. I'd rather it to be cobbled and stay quaint. Will you be doing a playthrough of FF7 sometime for the recent remake? Hell yeah, Melanie. I plan to do not just 7. I'm going to try to do Crisis Core. I'm going to try to do Dirge. I'm going to try to do Before Crisis. The whole shebang. Definitely. I'm going to try to get all in there. And it's going to be amazing. Hey everyone, I haven't played in Final Fantasy past 10, so I'm not used to the fights with that turn-based system. Can anyone give good feedback on the new fighting style? Anthony, we've kind of been talking about it here, bud, that with Square Enix, it's a bit of a pitfall for them. They are hugely experimental. I think that they've learned a lot, but they really don't know what combat system to land on. And I think in terms of gameplay value, that's where Square are lagging as a company. Not even just because some of their ideas aren't great, it's just that there's always something that's keeping the replay value back. And I go to things like 15, I go to things like World of Final Fantasy. Like World of Final Fantasy had so much potential for a stagger stack system that combined elements of 13 and turn-based, and 10-2, for example. 10-2, I believe, is one of the best turn-based combat systems ever that's ever been in the series, and I love it. But they always miss a little trick with something. And they missed it with like WoF, even little elements of 13. It feels like they get close, and because they don't hit the mark, they try to change up completely. And I feel like Square, rather than learning and carrying over lessons and improving, they just try to change too much. And whatever I think that we're going to get for the remake, I feel like this is going to be over an episodic period of 3 years, 3 releases, and this is what's going to either... It's going to show what Square Enix are made of in terms of combat. It's going to define what the Final Fantasy series is going to look like going forward, I think. Kind of, but hopefully, we'll see. What did we all think of KH3's combat anyway? Just because there's going to be a lot of carryover. How did we all feel? Other than difficulty being too easy. You what I would want 5 episode costumes for the characters. Really? I definitely want to see the costumes when they come. I want to see Tifa in her purple dress when she's younger. Like, I want that one to be the same. I want Tifa to definitely have her mini skirt and top suspenders. I want the whole Nibelheim outfit, the cowboy hat. I gotta admit, I don't actually want that much change with the outfits. But do I want like a dress-up system like Lightning Returns? As much as a 26-year-old man shouldn't say it, I freaking loved it. But I don't think it would be suitable. I think just keeping it to the weapons changing. Like the arm that Barrett has changing in appearance. Yeah, so this was the combat system we had before. It was like their copy and paste formula. When I first saw the trailer, I thought, they didn't really show much. A lot of it's still hidden in speculation. Alright. We shouldn't try to draw too much. What was my point here? Is this stream going to be available for later? It certainly will, Dark Sylph. I put it up on my channel. I will do. But I'm going to bounce out soon, guys, because I think I've covered everything that I want. HP safer. Sephiroth gets wrecked. I think this was when I was talking about the scaling. Okay, it'd be amazing if your boss is scaled, if you put that scaling system in, that if you scaled hard in the game, that you could get like bosses that by the end of the trilogy of episodic, you could get like a final save for Sephiroth that had HP. That was insane. But this is what I love. This is my jam, guys. I don't know if any of you's played Type 0. The attractions were totally unnecessary. But this is what I love. This right here. And you see the view that I'm talking about. It's kind of got the blurring effect in the background. So it really brings your attention into the forefront. And you really, you just really get this awesome... I love it. And I think that, imagine doing this, quick switching. Just imagine that right there. Imagine that right there with Tifa and Nanaki jumping in at the same time as you're shooting with Barrett. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're going in proper Unreal Engine. Like, this is PSP shiz, and this to me looks great. Now imagine this in 7 Remake, Tifa's form, pantsuit shots just like Sync. Sync, she... I think I even put in this video somewhere. Sync, she has those little panty shots. Oh man, stop being such a misogynist. Stop. This was the other thing I want to talk to you guys about before I leave. The idea of the characters you have in your party. So this has been something that Final Fantasy's done differently across the years. I'll just play this. So like 10, for example, as long as the person came into the fight at some point, they got XP. Whereas other Final Fantasies like this, if your team was here, all the XP would go to them rather than the split of the party. So you'd have certain characters fall off, or you could have it distribute perfectly evenly. Type 0, you had to level certain characters. But you see, I increased this because this character's getting pumped. These falling off. And basically, if you used all your characters, and let's say, you know, part 1 of the episode, this is how much XP you earned. If you distributed it between this many characters because you tried to keep them all leveled, like Type 0, if you try to keep all 14 level characters leveled, then they're all going to be like level 10, you know, and be getting your ass pilfered. But if you leveled 3, only 3, like some people did, they'd get to like level 40 real damn quick. Do you know what I mean? So you had to pick between... Look at these ladies. I think this was me subconsciously saying what team I'd pick. So how they're going to balance that with the quick switching? Oh man, this song, yo. Let's just take a moment, guys. You don't even need words. So. I feel like I could just come on the stream and just marinade with you. Marinade in a vat of nostalgia soup. We probably won't get pantsuit shots because of Sony's new censoring policies. Yeah, they didn't they do it on Kyrie as well? Not that I was overly fussed on seeing that, but so make sure I'm not missing any great comments. Playing Type 0 for the first time now. Yeah, Type 0 was great with an amazing OST. Oh, I freaking love it. I love it. But yeah, how they balance out the XP. Personally, what I'd like to see is that you, when you quick switch a character in, they get a share of the XP. I do think that they should keep the PHS system. I think, you know, when you bring them in, but I think that you should add it so that if certain characters are clearly less leveled, that they get a multiplier added to their XP. So if you are playing with, say, these 3 ladies and you are not giving Kate Sif any love, and you keep playing for them for like an hour or 2 to get through a few bosses, and then you bring Kate Sith in and he's like 10 levels behind, I feel like just add a gentle multiplier to him. I think that'd be cool. I think it'd be a nice simple way to balance, so you don't have to quick switch every character in. You can still do the PHS system. Or do you guys not want the PH system at all? They're like, do you want the quick switch to just be between 3 characters, or do you want to be able to just quick switch between all? What is it? Is it 7? Hold on. We've got Aerith 1, Tifa, Yuffie 3, Kate Sith 4, Cloud 5, Barrett 6, Nanaki 7, Sid 8. 8? Is there 8 characters? Yeah. 8. Here's where I'm missing some. Yeah, I think that'd be a cool way to do it. Man, please make a party of 3. I love these menus. Yeah, 3, 6, 9. Shit, who did I miss out? I'm innumerate. Because yeah, this is how it could easily end up looking. Level Y. Oh, indeed, Y. How am I gonna? Is anyone gonna level Aerith when they get it? Maybe we'll get some new story content by playing different characters' perspectives. They're leveling up each character accordingly. Oh, what you mean, like, say, during, like, Barrett's section? Like, we actually do have to have Barrett in our party? I mean, there is elements of that already, isn't there, that we had from even the original. Whoa! Really? Joe, Square Enix's new financial report just released. They lowered their forecast for this fiscal year. Rip, no way. Show me it, man. Show me it. They lowered it. From what? So it was 40-50 billion yen. They've just dropped it to what? I mean, that's not to say that this is anything to do with the remake. It could be, it could not. But if they have lowered it, that's a huge indicator. Oh my lord. If you could find me a link for that, I'd love to look. Yes, just limit her, I guess. I hope you think Vincent. Oh, this time. Imagine they add a new character, Elf. If they ever added one, add Elf. I think she was an awesome character. She was like the lightning of the FF7 universe. We don't go back. No, gamers, we don't go back. Once someone's fallen off the level train, we don't go back. We don't go get them. Materia is a must. A to the men. I want the full range. Oh yeah, was there a little bit of section here that I spoke about the characters? Alright, I think there's one other video I want you. 15 things that supposedly should be cut from the 7 Remake reaction. Oh yeah, I covered this. Aha! No, could the Final Fantasy Remake have turn-based combat? Could they? I mean, it wasn't me speculating that it might. It's that could it work with turn-based? This video here is the remake really too big to be episodic. The debate continues. This was one of my first videos as well. As it, I did this. Yeah, I want to break this down. So this is what I predicted the main line from original to remake would go from 40 to 100. Well, this is what Square Enix is saying. That it's gonna triple. So how could the remake go from 40 hours to 120? Again, I showed off this. I think I spoke over this video. In terms of characters and their stage time, extra characters like Cisne. Anyone wants Cisne to come back? Original FF7 benched characters would get some XP, like a percentage of what the active party got. I think that's a good base on which to make a fair leveling system. Is that actually how it worked? I sound like a right old noob, but is that how? Final Fantasy VII Remake alternate ending. Maybe say, no saving Aerith. Aerith don't need saving. She made her sacrifice, and that should never be undermined, in my opinion. Anyway. But yeah, this was what we got back in the day. The whole thing about Witcher. If Witcher can do it, why can't the remake? Not all content is created equal. It's a little section I'm going to show off. That's it. There was things like character models. Where was it? Here we go. So yeah, these are some of the characters that we're going to see in FF7. This is how many we haven't ever had character models for. That we're now going to see that we have never seen before. Or those are the ones that we have. Shit, I can't remember what I was saying at this point. Oh, but just looking through some of these characters. Is there any characters here that we've never seen models that you're excited for? I've always been saying Scarlet and Heidegger. I can't wait for these two. Hojo, we've seen. Make it special. She can be revived and hard to do. No, I just totally disagree. I think the Turks should be playable characters. I wouldn't mind a Turks side story. Eleanor, oh my lord, I love Eleanor. She's so adorable. How she just blabs her mouth and lets out their plans. Her song is just exacerbated. Oh man, Aerith's mum. Goddamn, how can I not remember Aerith's mum? Oh, what's her name? Someone remind me what Aerith's mum's name is. I can't wait to see her. Bugenhagen. Oh, Bugie. Are his legs a medicine ball? Or is he sitting on it? Shera. Yeah, she's Shera. That's a good call. Should be cool to see. Oh, yeah, that's it. Elmira. Yeah, it found as the adopted mum, Elmira. No, it found her is found as the real mum. Elmira is the adopted mum. No, wait, is it the other way? Fuck me. Jesus Christ. I'm so due another play of the original. I played it every year religiously. It's like scenes like this, where all the characters floating there. This is going to be a great scene when they're getting pulled in. And it's like, oh my leg, my tail's getting ripped off, bloody hell. I used to play it every year for like 7 years, 8 years. I haven't played it for like 3 or 4 now. I'm so overdue. Yeah, Aerith's mum is Alfauna, and her dad's Gast, right? Is it Professor Gast? Yeah, Professor Gast. Man, they created a beautiful daughter. Aerith just looks so great. But the idea of in our minds, do you guys see Rufus and Shinra and the Turks? Do you see them as villains, or heroes, or anti-heroes, or anti-villains? Because I presume when the larger threat comes in, they go from being obviously straight villains, but then are they? Because the Turks have always kind of worked for Rufus, and while Rufus starts off wanting to follow in his father's sins, he kind of doesn't. He never gets a chance, so he's kind of more anti-villain because he's never kind of committed the crimes himself directly. He kind of starts to play a role, but he very much kind of follows Cloud and the team. And then I say by the time Advent Children come down, it's just straight up anti-heroes. They definitely play a direct role, and Reno and Rude are like heroes at this point. So yeah, this was the announcement back in the day that they'll be using 13 as a blueprint. For the sizes, so this is what we can expect. This is what the average completion times of the trilogy are: 64 hours, 47, 79 hours. I gotta say, Lightning Returns could have had some more maximum time. If you had to pick here, guys, if you do average time, minimum time, and maximum time for the remake, everyone give me a sense for what you would like the distribution to be. For me, I'd like 50. I'd like 50 to 60. And when I say like, I know, when I say like, I'd like the average being obviously 80, but I'm just going to be realistic to what I'd be happy with. If it takes 40 to 50 for average, chuffed. I want to see a nice chunky minimum time. I want it to be 25. I want it to be that low. 25 day. And then maximum time, yeah. Blow it up. Blow it up. Make it 100, 150. I'd be really cool with that. I saying that I don't want too much confined to optional, but I don't want too little as well. I want there to be a really nice flow between the two. And Square Enix have often struggled with it. That was Witcher. But then, this was the thing. When I went on to the cutscenes for Witcher, because a lot of people said, oh, why can't it be like Witcher? If Witcher can do it, why can't they? Well, the thing with Witcher, and when you look at the way that Witcher tells its story, it is exceptionally uncinematic. There was so much content where it's just him talking to another NPC versus the fully fleshed out cinematic. So that's 13 hours content right there. Whereas we go to like Lightning Returns, we see what a movie scene of it might be 8.5, 7 to 9 hours per episode when they make the cinematic movies. This is what it needs. FF15 missed this. So I would like a 30 to 40 hour minimum. About 50 for all episodes, then Mega Boss on top. Minimum 15 hours mainline story per episode, 60 hours at least, 30, 40, 99 or so. I'm amazed no one said 69 yet. I could go 100 at a push. I can't remember what point I was trying to make in this video here, but size and cost. It was that all, basically when I was going through this, it was that all content isn't created equal. That I need to remake these, go back, remake these sometimes. Plus the 997 inflation. Despite the size of games like Witcher, their cost, their completion times, to what the remake might be, and across the trilogy, and from the original. I mean, it's crazy to me. I think isn't FF7 still, even now, it was the most expensive game of all time back in the day. I think it still sits at third now. When you include inflation from 1997, one of the most expensive games of all time. Witcher is also quite glitchy, beautiful, but very unpolished. See, I've never played it, so I can't massively comment too much. But this was at the time when everyone was just on Witcher's dick, massively.
Oh, what, they're doing the remake episodic? If games can be as big as Witcher, then why can't Square do it?
Yeah, it's very different. The content is different, the formatting of it is different, the timing of it is different, the pacing of it is different. It's just different. In every friggin' way. The variety of location, town, scene, city, NPCs. All very different. Yeah, when I came into these videos, there was one thing I wanted to find, but I'm not, oh yeah, this was what I should have discussed back in the day. When I compared this scene here with the Lucretia versus these ones here, oh my lord, like, this is Dirge Cerberus, baby. Look how awesome Vincent looks there. Just imagine this boy now. Imagine this boy now. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. So how do you, hello, do you, am I gonna cover the E3 conference for Square Enix? Well, I'm gonna be in Peru. I really want to, but it might be difficult. It might be difficult. Final Fantasy 15, not open world. Here we go. So this was what. Is this all Final Fantasy 15 based? No, things like this. Yeah, this is what I want to show. Things like this. So this is what an open world map did back in the day. This is what 13 the game that gets roasted for being too linear, but 10 doesn't. Because 10 had towns and cities and stop-offs and lots to break it up. Stop it feeling so suffocated. Whereas all you have to do to give people the illusion that they're happy is this. You just open the train out a little bit. It doesn't change anything. I mean, like it says here, people are still going from point A to point B. It's like here, they're still going from point A to point B. Just like Midgar to Calm. Where is it? Where is it? Boom, 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 boom. It's so simple to do. And when it comes to open world map, this is what I want to show off. Here we go, at last. It is a massively linear experience. Where did I track out this map? Ah, here it is. No. Anyway, this is how it lays out. I had it where it tracked around. We start here. We linearly go to Calm. You can't do anything. You go to Chocobo Farm. You can't do anything. You get the Midgazolum and you cross through, and then you get over to Fort Condor area, and you have to move straight onto Junon. Junon then takes you to Costa del Sol. You have to move straight over the mountain to North Coral. By the way, traveling over these mountains, amazing. It's going to be beautiful. The scenes, the sights. That's what I love about 13. Beautiful journey. I think that's what I'm sort of showing off here. It's a beautiful journey. It just needs to not be suffocated. North Coral into the Golden Saucer. Still can't go anywhere different. Cosmo Canyon. You have to get the little boaty thing that can go over rivers to get here, which by the way took me a bazillion years as well to find. I was thick as shit when it came to find my way through this game. Straight up, well, you can. I mean, Lucretia's Cave is optional. You can't even do it at that point. You go straight to Rocket Town. From Rocket Town, Palmer. You get the high wind. It crashes in the ocean. You go to Wutai. Now you can skip out from that, I believe. You head down to there, to there, to there, to there. Boom, 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 boom. And then you only get an opening to go free right at the end. Right at the end, you only get the chance to drop yourself in this corridor of linearity. And I always said it. I think I put it here at the end. This is people's idea of open world. Keep this picture in mind. FF10 still gets complained about linearity. I know, and it's ridiculous. And it is, but even 10.2, this is how easy it'd be to make people think this was open world. People thought that 10.2 wasn't open world, and the FF7 and 8 and 9 is. Well, look at this. You see this overworld map here? Yeah? Instead, you only got to pick where you go, yeah? You had to pick a location. Now, this is how FF7 could do it at the end, if they wanted, to make you go back to the area in terms of free exploration and roam. And a lot of people would go crazy and they'd be like, that's terrible. They didn't make it open world. 7 Remake is an open world. They've ruined it. It's dead to me. Gross. Whereas if Square Enix then just do this little trick here, which is scale in, just watch this all the way through. Add a bit of terrain, add some shizzle, add your town. Yeah, that's the Blitzball Stadium. Retexture that bitch up. You know, remember 10.2, you just pick where you go. Retexture it, oh look, all of a sudden I'm on an open world game. Look, oh, and I've got my little character model. It's open world now. And imagine this in the remake. This would convince people that they're now playing an open world game. This is how ridiculous the debate is, in my opinion, between open world and FF7 and linear, and what FF7 Remake should be. No, or just add your little airship to pick you up as well, let you fly over. And to some people that could be the make or break. The make or break of a game and whether they like it. And it's just a visual illusion. That's all it is. Crazy. But yeah, either way, I think I've covered everything I want to in this video. I think I've waffled my arse on long enough. I'm just so damn excited, guys, and I'm sure there's going to be hiccups, and I know that in part 1, oh my god, anyone remember this video? Nothing to do with the stream, but this was me crashing my ship, and then in came my mate and landed it, you know, on that piteous runway. I'll play this as I round this video out. I think that there's going to be issues with part 1. But I think Square Enix know that handling such a beloved game is not going to be without its pitfalls, and that they're going to be looking to try to adapt to feedback and criticism. But whilst I think that's great that they're going to have that time, I also think that Square Enix also need to go a bit silent with what they listen to, because honestly, there's just going to be criticism for everything. There is absolutely no way that they can do this game in any format whatsoever where there is not going to be a portion of people throwing in criticism. And if Square Enix listen to all of it, the game will just become a shallow husk of a game with no vision, no direction, trying to please everyone, and by doing so pleasing none. And this is me, I'm going to crash. Oh, I landed, it was such a beautiful bloody moment. Yes! Pez Airlines engaged! Amber! Thank you, mate. Pez, you finished your Heavels today. You have 3 more to... probably not. I don't know. Maybe. I'll see if I'm popping later. But thanks so much, mate. Thank you. 1 day later. So this took me days. I don't even want playing this video. Screw it. Let's... total random memory. But I might as well round out on this.
Oh, I'm gonna shit on your grave. See this airstrip? You try to land on this, yeah? And then you come at me with your big boy talks. Slow you.
I literally can't even see a runway.
Shit, neither can I.
Where are you, Pez? My camera is dead.
There it is, that's it.
And he lands it in night as well,
there.
for Christ's sake.
There.
What,
I think...
the one that's pitch black?
Yeah.
You're such a fucking bastard.
You should put it today for him. How do I can't put it today.
This, I literally can't even see it. Put it today. Ask them out.
Oh, maybe I do put
No,
it
I
today.
need to land it. No, I'm gonna make an embarrassment of myself.
Go on, crash. That's what you deserve. There you go.
Land. Descend. We're cutting to an ad. Cup noodle.
Is that your ad?
Cup noodle.
Me love it then.
We've cut to an ad. This didn't happen. I'll take off for you because I am pro at this. I'm passionate about cup noodle. Don't attack me.
This is awesome.
Right, there you go. Press resume when you're ready. Oh god, you go straight in. Oh my god, the balls on this guy.
Land. No. No.
Kind of.
I'm counting that.
That worked? No! No!
Up your ass. Up your ass.
That is not fair! That is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever seen! How did this happen? I can't live with the shame. I'm about...
Oh, what memories. Oh, what memories. I don't know. Oh, well, yeah, we shifted over to FF8 music. I thought it sounded a bit different. I couldn't put my finger on it. But there we go, guys. I'm done. Those are all my thoughts and feelings on the remake. And, yeah, the trailer gave us a much better sense. And that was just from 1 minute. Like, there's so much we can deduce even from 1 minute. 16 goddamn seconds. And while it's massively naughty of Square, kind of, to come back so after 2015 with only 1 minute of content. And I agree, I understand why some people are still massively salty. That's all we got. I'm just going to be patient. I'm ready to be patient, baby. I've been waiting for this for now 13 years. Oh, I can wait me a little bit longer. And it looks so good. The reunion is close, guys. It's coming. And I cannot wait to experience it with all of you guys. Let's get it. But I'm out. Thank you for joining me for this stream. Is that absolutely who did the landing? It was all on Rob. He managed to do it. It was one of the most embarrassing endings. For me, at least. Because it took me about 15 attempts to land that bastard. But yeah, anything before I bounce out. Thank you to everyone who's tipped me for this stream. I certainly wasn't expecting any on just a conversation stream. Amber, Alive, The Reaper 19, Athena, Ultima White Wind. But I like doing it this way. Hound to Speed, thank you so much, mate. Tamara, that's BVNK, Digital Darts. Michael 20, I totally didn't see your tip, bud. Do you think Sephiroth will appear earlier? I honestly don't think that was Nibelheim. I don't think. Let me quickly pull it up one more time. I really got a sense that Nibelheim doesn't look like this. I don't know. Could do. Shit. I don't know. Actually, I need to type in Nibelheim town. Does it have any kind of road markings like that? No chance. It would make no sense to have any kind of road marking like that. I think he is. I think he's appearing sooner. I think that goes wholly in line. I don't think it's weird for us to be looking at things and going, could this be an illusion? Could it be, Genova playing with him? Could it be something different? Nomura said that they're going to be doing things different, so I don't think it's strange. But more to come at E3, guys. I really like doing the videos in this format. Hopefully I'll have my proper camera charge so it won't die halfway through. Because I love just not throwing just my opinion out, but actually being with you guys, actually chatting and getting to bounce ideas off each other. I can see and feel and smell the excitement coming off of you guys. Some of you at least anyway. And yeah, while there's going to be a lot of cynical people jumping the gun, Kotaku on Barrett, Jim Sterling on the combat system, fans on whether the episodic is just a disgusting cash grab that has absolutely no purpose in terms of delivering a creative vision and direction that befits a game of this size and scale, and potential that the original couldn't even capitalize on, that Nomura and his team, that even though they've said they're gonna try to even outdo and surprise fans of the original, make it even better, and those are the lofty heights they're going for. All of those criticizing comments out there, they could be right, they could be goddamn wrong, and I'm not putting my eggs in any one basket. I'm just gonna be excited until otherwise. I'm hyped until otherwise. And I have not seen anything yet. I can confidently say I have not seen anything yet that puts me into the until otherwise category. I'm loving what I'm seeing. I'm loving the potential. And I think that anyone who has any massive, massive objection to it, you're jumping the gun too soon. But anyway, guys, I'm out. Thank you so much. Great treat, Pez. Thank you for referring to my comments, Novellian. Thank you, mate. Thank you, Funny Bone. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Swiggity swooty. Hold on to your FF7 booty. Hopefully we'll see some booty in E3. And hopefully it's not just Tifa's. I want to see some of that there Vincent booty. I want to see little Kate Sith's wee little... Oh, well, no. I was gonna say wee little cat booty, but again, to me, he's the big pink thing. The big pink robotic thing. And I will see you guys over the next week. I might be on later for 14, depending on whether I'm gonna dive in and finish off Heaven's Ward. But I'll let you guys know on Twitter. Thank you so much, Josh. Catch you later, Nanaki Roosant. See you later, Rat King Tiff. Have a good one, mate. Ray Ghost. Vogie. Selena. Milk your Blade 7. And the last laugh goes to...
Oui. A French patch. It goes to me. It always goes to me. Please, Square Enix, add me as an NPC. I deserve to be an NPC in your games. I promote your games. You make me NPC, I never talk shit on you again. Ever. I'll become your ultimate fanboy. I'll praise 15 a new empire. I'll do anything you want. I'll show Angus. I'll free the nips. Make me an NPC. NPC me. Please. Please.
I feel like they've already done it. I feel like I'm already an NPC in a game. I'm pretty sure I am. My name's Jake, by the way, in case none of you know. Wait, no, it's not Jake Mobius, is it? My name is Jake, my real one. Square Enix know this. I feel like they've already done it. Get out of the way, desk. Get out of the way, desk. Piss off, ghost. Oh, where is it? I need a bigger picture than this. Some tat quality. And he's a pervert. You telling me this is all a coincidence? I think not. Till the next live stream, guys. Kupo. And for any of you who don't give a shit about my channel but only care about some remake content, which is giving loads of you, see you at E3. See you at the next piece of 7 juice. Keep it loose. Lubricate the goose.